what went into the decision to be like, it's done, it's finished? What triggered it?
So for everyone here, I can tell you that today is the last day.
I hope so. Breaking news, guys.
So today's a good day to join the servers and have fun. What went into the decision is pretty much what I wrote. It's been 18 years. There's 120 people on the servers right now, but usually during the day there's like 10, 12. And I understand those people still like CNR, but after 18 years, it's kind of time to end it. The script also is kind of old at this point. I mean, talks about Obama and Hillary Clinton and
Yeah.
stuff like that, so, you know.
Yeah, some of the memes are outdated, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if anybody who still plays actually understands any of the jokes that the bots say or the billboards or...
No, I don't think so. I think when I was playing this week, I was like, hey, this reference is like from 2015 or some shit, so... Yeah, it has been outdated. But the funny thing really is that even though there hasn't been a new version in a very long time, and I know that you said that you apologized rather for, I guess for lack of a better word, I don't know if you said this, but abandoning or whatever, but even so, like 20, I don't know when the last update was, but 2017, 18, 19, when COVID came up, 2020, I mean, the city, or the server rather, was still popping, you know, so it was almost really on autopilot for the most part. People were still doing stuff.
Yeah, I guess that speaks to the quality of the script, if I do say so myself. There's not many more big features I wanted to add to CNR, so I think there was already a lot of features, a lot of stuff to do. You could spend a lot of time on CNR and not get bored. So yeah, I think that's why it worked out.
Did you know it would last this long? I mean, the answer is probably no, but did you have an inkling at the time how long it would last?
No, so if you want, I can tell the story that I told in the admin channel about how it started.
No leaking,
for everyone. All right, so I always liked GTA. I played GTA since GTA 1. It's always been my favorite games. I love GTA. And I always wanted to... I love the cops and robbers part. I used to play GTA Vice City. I used to drive around just in a cop car, following people who were driving too fast and stuff. I always loved that part.
Yeah.
So, somewhere around 2005, 2006, a friend from school, we were talking about games. We were playing Battlefield 2 together, and I told him how much I loved GTA. And I said it would be an amazing game to play online, and he said, hey, you can play online. And he showed me MTA. So I loved it. Started playing MTA, and it was mostly race maps. So it was like 24 people, and you'd get on a server, and you wouldn't be on foot. You'd be in a car, you'd be in a vehicle, and you would just be in a vehicle, and you would just race around. So I had the idea of someone on a server had some like destruction derby maps. It wasn't just racing. And I think I got the idea from that of doing like a cops chasing robbers thing. So it was kind of a destruction derby. The cops would try to destroy your car, basically. They wouldn't shoot at you, they'd just try to destroy your car. So all good so far with the story?
Yeah, just ramming, basically, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun with that. But, and then the first admins came on board. There was Hillary, 4x4 Freak, Mr.X, and Vic. Vic started making some maps for MTA. So that's kind of how he got on board to the CNR team. And Vic showed me SAMP when it first came out. I know they had been beta testing it for a while, but it first came out in a public beta, and he showed me it, and I loved it immediately. And together we started making the first SAMP CNR script. I'm pretty sure people still have screenshots of that, but it was really different. Like, for example, I saw Bozy posted a screenshot the other day. When you got banned, it said banned, banned, banned. There was a lot of different stuff. Yeah. Basically, that's how CNR started. Vic kept helping me with some script stuff. he came up with the idea of phishing, which honestly I didn't think would be a good idea, and turned out to be one of the greatest things in CNR. But after a while, Vic kind of, I guess, lost interest, and I started taking less and less of his code. So then it just became me scripting, and Mr.X started doing other things around, like the login system, the web maps, the house map, thing like that. And that's pretty much it. And then it went on for 18 years.
Yeah, it was just a classic ever since then. That's how it be, ladies and gentlemen. I don't got any questions. Does anyone else? Just throw your questions in chat right here. We'll Blister, you got any questions?
You don't have anything
no,
to ask?
I mean, I already asked them. I already asked them before, man. My only question before was, I asked him a few days ago if that one of the reasons why the server is successful, not the ultimate reason, obviously, is because people can just say most of the nonsense that they can, for the most part, because we've seen with NG, for the most part, that it's more modernized in the way of what you can and can't say, right? Whereas here it's just a crazy fest. And I think you answered the question. I guess if you remember it, you can say it again, CrazyBob.
Yeah, so that's a good thing to address. Times have definitely changed since CNR started, so that definitely affects things. I would not do things today the way I did back then, but I've always been big on free speech, and I kind of have this view of, like, if you're saying dumb shit, then everyone's going to see that you're dumb, that you're stupid. So, like, I always thought that, hey, you want to be a racist? Go ahead. Everyone's going to look at you like you're a dumb fuck, right?
Ideally.
So I think that's where that came from, not moderating. But at the same time, we did moderate. It was like a free speech inside a dictatorship, because, like, you know, you all well know that there was things that you couldn't say. Like, you couldn't insult the admins, you couldn't insult me, you couldn't talk about DDoS attacks, you couldn't, you know. So in that way, it wasn't fully free. But yeah, I just never really thought that it was necessary to moderate, but it's not that I don't agree with moderation. I don't think that's the main reason why CNR was popular. I think it could have gone either way. Even if there was chat moderation, I think it would have still been the same. So basically, to also answer your question, I'm not against if people are doing moderation now. At the same time, I think we need to be a bit more open. Like, I've seen a trend on the internet in the past few years where you can't even say things like kill yourself, you know, you can't even say kill or whatever. I think that's,
kill anything, yeah, it's censored.
Yeah, I think that's a bit ridiculous there. It's a video game. Shooting people, conflict, killing people is part of the game. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah, true. It's kind of tough because in a server like this where there's a ton of animosity, you would expect there to be, well, with shooting, obviously, right? That's just animosity in itself, but you would also expect there to be verbal trash going back and forth. That's pretty normal, you would think, right? So it's hard to keep one and dish away the other.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's at the end of the day, it's a game, and people shouldn't take themselves too seriously in a game.
True.
Like, people, I mean, you can shoot at me and I can swear at you, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just a game. Who cares?
Yeah, true. You gotta get up in the morning after that.
Hey,
Let's see.
go ahead. I just noticed there's 100 people in here. That's pretty impressive.
That is a normal number. Like, would be nice if you come here more often.
Sure, bro. Yeah, I think we haven't had that since one of the NG anniversaries, I guess. That was on the radio.
Hey, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Hey, CrazyBob.
Hey.
I just wanted to say one thing, no glaze aside, but thank you for making this server and thank you for making all this happen.
Yeah, Chris.
The question I had to ask was, what do you think about Cops and Robbers Next Generation on 5M?
So, thanks for the compliment. Thanks for playing here. What do I think about CNR NG on 5M. So I can start off by saying that recently I've heard a lot of negative things about what's been going on there with admins and stuff, but I don't really know the story, so whatever. I'm not going to get involved in that. What I think is I'm really happy that CNR inspired something, that the idea of CNR is going to continue. That I'm really happy of. That means I did something right.
Yeah.
I wish them the best. I could say the one thing that I said in the admin chat the other day, I think this is going to cause a bit of a ruckus, but there should not be a rep command in a game in 2024. Like, come on, guys. It shouldn't even be a debate. Like, you can find better things. Just come up with other ideas. Times have changed. But aside from that, I think it's a good idea. I'd love to see CNR on GTA 5. Will I ever play it? I'm not sure, because I'm not really playing GTA or CNR that much anymore, but I wish them all the best. I can't really at this point say I endorse it because I don't know, get your admin shit together or whatever is going on, but I wish them the best.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. This analogy is going to go over people's heads, but I kind of compare it to this server and NG are basically college football and the NFL. Like, they're the same sport, but they've got different viewership, and even though they're the same sport, not everyone likes them both. So that's part of it. There's a long laundry list of stuff with that. But again, this is positive vibes only, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't getting that rabbit hole down there.
That's right.
Christy. Yeah, Christy, you said you had something.
Yep. Hi. Hello, Bob. This is your favorite Romanian admin, of course.
Hey, I've never heard your voice, I think.
Yeah, I know. This is a happy and a sad day at the same time. But, I think we should celebrate the game. I was going to ask you, maybe you could tell us what your most favorite update was and what it included. And maybe you can also tell us a bit about the work behind the scenes, like how long would it take you to script the usual update, how would you get in the mood to work on it and stuff like that. I don't know, I feel like people would appreciate to see your perspective on behind the scenes stuff.
That's a really good question. Before I answer that question, though, I want to say to you all, and Rashawn, you guys feel free to ask all the questions you want. Hey, it's time, because, well, worst case, I'm going to ban you from the servers tomorrow. Right?
If I say about
So to answer your question, Christy, my favorite update, that's really hard to say. I'm proud of a lot of updates. When I look at what I did with houses and hotels, I like the details that are there. I like how popular that became. But favorite update, I'm not sure. They were all fun. As for how I would work on it, how long it would take, it's actually really hard to answer. But I mean, I always had other things to do. At the beginning, when I started CNR, I was in school, so I had a lot more free time, but then after I was working, so then it's just free time on the weekends. But usually I would end up working on it on the weekends. I could admit that that's one negative thing that CNR had an impact on my life, is that while I was working on CNR, I basically had no life, so I was home all weekend doing nothing, so I worked on CNR. But I would often spend like a whole Saturday night awake working on CNR. And it was long. It's long. What was especially long, if you guys can imagine, is getting all the different points for stuff, all the different checkpoints, where I place all the cars, where I place all the pickups. I had to go around that map so many times, and then testing everything, testing by myself, testing with the admins. Yeah, it was always a long process, but it was very organic. I had a to-do list that I would add things that I would think of, and then I would just look at it, and the ones I felt like doing, I would do. I would get inspired to do something, make something, and I would do it. And that's how the updates would get done, pretty much. I would also try to look at what was going on the servers with the players, things I would need to adjust, things that were unfair, too easy. I always worked a lot to try to keep the game entertaining, even though if some players didn't like what I had to do.
That'll be a given for anything. I mean, you can't please everybody, so. Christy had a little bit more, or? I think I had a follow-up, though.
Yeah, go ahead with the follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the balance between cops and civilians, one of the issues that NG's kind of had is when you tweak one thing, everything goes into a tailspin. I remember back when we all played GTA Online, there was some era back somewhere in like 2016 or something like that. There was an update that added vehicle armor and armor tires and all that. I was wondering, was that a GTA 5 inspiration? Or GTA Online inspiration to add those two? Because oddly enough, I kind of thought when it came out that it was going to screw up the entire balance. But then again, it was needed because cop tanks were crazy. But was that a GTA 5 or GTA Online thing to put that in?
So I don't remember specifically for that one, but there was some things inspired from GTA 5. When I started playing GTA Online, of course, I saw some interesting things that I wanted to add to CNR. So yeah, maybe. I don't remember specifically though for that one if it was inspired from GTA 5. But I can say on the balancing, it is really difficult. But the clear thing is, I've always thought that cops need to be more powerful. They're the cops. If you think about it in real life, the cops are more powerful than you, right? So the cops always have to have that leverage. It should be up to you to either stay away from getting wanted, or if you get wanted, it should be serious. You know, it shouldn't be easy to get away or kill all the cops. So I always aimed for that a bit. But there's not just the balancing between the cops and the robbers. There's the balancing that you need to do to keep the game fun and not too realistic, not boring, not, you know what I mean? I think that's even more balancing than between the cops and civilians.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta have the outlandish, crazy things happen too, like have the chance of that happen to keep it fresh.
Yeah, I could give you one example though.
Yep.
I remember often a lot of people were mad when I moved things further away because they had to go further away to get stuff, stores or city hall or whatever. And my thought was always, like 90% of the game, GTA, is driving around. So yeah, I want you to drive around. I want you to have to go from a place to place and it takes you a few minutes. If not, everything takes 2 minutes and then you have everything in the game and then you're bored and you don't want to play anymore, right?
That's a good point, yeah. You gotta keep it addicting for people, you know what I mean? In some way.
Definitely what I tried to do.
Let's see here. I've got a question here. I screenshot from Dookie here. Oh, go ahead, Blister.
There was somebody was asking like about the last years. Like, did you burn out, or why did you just decided to step back and focus on something else, Larry?
Yeah. Already when I started to step back, CNR had been running for 10 or 12 years. It's a question that I got earlier. Did I think it would last this long? I mean, no. When I started the first MTA server, I thought we'd have it up for like a weekend so we can play the game that we made, and that would be it. I never thought it would end up taking up this much of my life. So, after 10 years, like I said, I not only had played CNR a lot, played GTA a lot, but all that time when I had to build the script was time that I had to spend in game. I spent so much time in that game that, after 10 years, I was, not that the game was not fun, but I was bored of playing it. You guys saw I barely ever came on. So the only times I would play CNR was right after an update or while I was testing updates. It got a bit tedious. So yeah, my interest definitely went away. There was GTA Online, there's way newer games, just started to be less and less players. And, I won't lie, I focused on also my private life. Donations went less and less. So yeah, I don't know, I lost interest. It takes a long time. Like even making a holiday update, like there's part of it that I just turn on in the script. It's an on-off switch, but I have to consider other things like all your stats for the holidays, things like that. It still takes a lot of time. It needs to be tested. It's a lot of effort that, yeah, I guess I got lazy. I didn't get burned out. I got lazy. I mean, I was still watching, but less and less.
Do you think if you had more people alongside you coding, that it would be a little bit easier, would take the load off of you? Pause.
I'm not sure. Coding in itself, I always felt that one of the things that made CNR was that it was my idea. It was what I wanted to make CNR. It was the game I wanted. Yeah, I listened to a lot of other ideas, but I implemented them the way I thought that would be good. I feel like having more people on the creative end, especially for me, maybe would not have worked out super well because I really had a view of how the vision of how I wanted things to be. It brings up, other conflicts, as I'm sure probably NG is living, like who owns it, who chooses, who does the, it's a lot of things
Yeah.
like that. What I
With
definitely
delegation.
liked was having like Mr.X took care of all the other things on the site. So he made the login system server, he took care of the web maps, he took care of the house maps. That I liked. That I probably would have liked to have more people step up and do things like that. Like I never asked Mr.X to do that. He just stepped up and it came naturally. So I guess I don't know if that answers your question.
I don't know, it does. Let's see. I'm gonna go to the audience a little
But
bit
wait,
here.
I wanna say something
go ahead.
else though,
Yeah, go ahead.
because even if there was more coders or if I would have continued, I don't know how much more you could have added to CNR. Like it's already a lot of stuff. There's one more big feature that I would have liked to add, but aside from that, it's mostly details. There's a lot of stuff in that game. At some point, it becomes saturated and people aren't going to play this game for 30 years, 20 years. It's already been 18 years. Like what other games are still alive after 18 years? Very
It's very
few.
rare. Like, what is
Yeah.
it, World of Warcraft?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Only the big ones, huh?
Hey, what was the feature you wanted to add?
So the one thing that I regret that I didn't get to was businesses. I had really good ideas for businesses. So, for example, well, you saw like item dealers, you can choose what you sell and you restock and you restock and you set your prices. So imagine how it would have been for businesses. You would have selected your inventory, you would have set your prices. So there would have been like markup. Are you making money? Are you not losing money? You would have been able to hire employees, which are other players, give them like jobs. So this guy's the secretary, he has certain rights. This guy's the vice president, he can change prices. There would have been delivery missions to and from the businesses. I'm just like much more. You saw how much I did for houses, so you can imagine how big businesses would have been. I think that would have been honestly the real version 25.
That sounds like it would have been fucking amazing.
And it would have
Yeah, would've
affected the stock markets for that business. And in the previous versions, I was getting everything ready for it. Like the item dealers, the reason that that was all based on how the businesses would be. The stocks was based on upcoming businesses.
Damn, so it was all a precursor for what was going to happen, but didn't.
Yeah, so that's the like one last big thing. I have a to-do list. Maybe I'll publish some of it later, so you guys can see.
Shit, insider information, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
It's coming out soon.
I
Go
just
ahead.
had one quick question. You don't have to answer it because it might be a little bit private, but how old were you when you started all this?
That's a good question. So it was 2006, so I was 25. So that also answers, I guess, everyone who's asking my age. I am currently 43. But if you guys saw me, though, I look really young for my age, so that's good.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, so I started when I was 25, so that's how much time has gone by. I'm already 43. I'm an old man for some of you. But you guys are also old. I mean, the
Some of us.
CNR is 18, so technically people could have had kids, and their kids could be playing CNR now. So
Jesus
it's kind of creepy
Christ.
to think about, right?
Thank God, I don't think that's happened. Well, it must have, but yeah, I mean.
Chivo.
Oh!
Chivo.
Chivo's kid has played. Yeah, Christ. Go ahead. Well, Christy?
Can I jump in with another question?
I'll
Like
say
some,
that.
you
All the
know,
questions you want.
one
That's what I'm
thing
here for.
before one thing before that.
so
we have
going
more
down, you know,
Oh, sorry, Christy.
sorry, Blister, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
We have more people here on the Discord than the server right now. Just a note.
Yeah, it's never ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit later I'll get on the server and we can have some fun.
Okay. All yours, Christy.
VIP time. VIP time. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, since CrazyBob is basically my boss, and I'm not allowed to disclose any confidential information, I just wanted to invite him, you know, for the audience of players who have never had contact with, again, behind the scenes stuff. I know maybe that's a bit more juicy for everyone. Maybe CrazyBob can, you know, disclose some of the whole admin system and talk
I'd
about
love
how
to.
that works.
I know
Not
with,
necessarily technical stuff, just, you know, maybe something people should know about how you picked admins and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd love to. So I know there was, and that was part of the goal, there was a lot of mystery behind CNR, and that's what sort of kept it interesting. But yeah, ask away. Like I said, worst case, I'm going to ban you from the service tomorrow. But yeah, I'd love to answer all your questions. So you asked how admins were picked. That's a really good one. I'm really proud of the admin team. So how did I pick admins? Honestly, I picked people who seemed interesting to me, who seemed to have confidence, I guess. And I wanted to pick people who were different. I didn't want all people who were hard asses or all people who were too nice or so. And I'm not insulting anyone here. Everyone was a great admin, but that's why you ended up with like some skeeters and some depleteds, you know? And that's what I wanted. I wanted a good balance of the admins. I don't know. I always use my intuition, and at the end of the day, I feel like I really picked the team well. I'm really proud of everyone I picked. I know that there's a lot of players who have conflicts with different admins, but at the end of the day, I'm proud of how CNR was ran. We didn't have many of those issues that other servers have had. Yeah, okay, there was a few things, you know, Fanta, Assassin, whatever. But still, overall, it worked out well. And like I said, I just used my intuition and picked people who I thought would be good. And like I said, I mean, it's kind of a joke, but it's true. I picked a lot of girls on purpose because it makes the community better, because, I mean, the main audience was like a bunch of teenage boys, so that always works out, right?
Jeez.
So, yeah, that's basically it.
It's too bad. It's too damn bad. If some of y'all were born boys, y'all wouldn't have gotten admin hooks on, man. But yeah, I mean, that kind of goes back to a lot of people used to criticize, like, oh, the admins enforce rules as they see fit type thing, but it's like, you just laid it out. It's like everybody had different temperaments, different personalities, and you really can't ask everyone to always be on the same page. I mean, I've also had beef with other admins. I mean, a couple of days ago, shout to Pac-Man. Shout to Pac-Man. That's all I'm going to say. So we can't just sit up here in line and be like, hey, we don't have internal issues, or we just can't all admin the same way. That's just what it is. So
yeah, that's basically it, and that's what I let you guys do. You all did your own way of dealing with things, and as you know very well, if that didn't please me, you definitely heard about it. The players didn't know that, but you guys definitely heard about it when it didn't
I
please me,
heard
right?
about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
exactly.
did, yeah.
as long as you don't break the server, yeah?
That was my main concern.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up for the players.
Yeah, that's what it is. Christy, you had one more? I want to go to the audience, really.
No, I just, you know, wanted to maybe a quick follow-up on that. You know, being an admin back in 2008, it wasn't really an easy job. So I just want to shout out to all the admins who, did a lot of work. Even after I became inactive, a lot of you did a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
which the community here is just amazing, and I feel like the admins have contributed to that. Not to kiss my own ass, but you know
The community here is what I'd qualify as autistic, but it's a good autistic.
Jesus. I mean,
No,
yeah,
it's a great community, and you're right, Christy. The admins, I wanna thank you all. You guys have really kept this running for all these years. I did my part, but you guys definitely did your part. You guys made the community. You guys kept the community running. Thank you to all of you. All of you. It's amazing. And I also want to say, like, I didn't run this. The way I ran this is not the way you should run things. So don't take your example from me in running other things. Learn from the good things I did.
I mean, it still worked. That's the.
Like, don't try to run NG like I ran CNR.
They're taking notes right now. That's for
I
damn
hope
sure.
we're still here. We're still here after 18 years, so you haven't screwed up that badly. So I really think we should focus on how things worked out in the end, and how this is this is a nice way to close things.
Yeah, we did something right.
Yeah, true. I mean, around 2018, 2019, shout out the Noise, the Sniper Gang. Or I like to call it the Sniper Ganag. A lot of people that were fed up with admins or whatever, they joined or made a coalition. And it kind of felt like a war that you would read on Wikipedia. It's like the Sniper Ganag versus admins, right? And I'll just give a little shout out. I hate his fucking humor, but Renegade, I'll tell you, man, this is that dude. Ever since Bob went to real life, that guy, you all gotta know, Renegade is the reason why the server is even playable. I'll tell you that. Again, I hate his humor, but he's the MVP. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, that is correct. And I believe he made the web stats after Mr.X's web stats.
Yeah, I think it's still accessible. But,
Yeah. But absolutely. So, that's another thing that you bring up. I'm amazed that after all this time, people are still putting that much effort into cheating and to attacking the server. So
Yeah.
you guys saw the front end of it, the cheaters, and I'm sorry that you were left alone with that, but you guys saw all that, the cheaters. You didn't see still after 18 years, the server gets DDoS attacks and DOS attacks like daily. It's ridiculous. I had to make so the servers run on Windows, which maybe you guys are surprised about, but the servers run on a Windows server. And I had to make a few years ago a Windows driver that looks at every single packet coming in and filters out a bunch of shit because people were crashing the servers. And it's like, it's been 18 years, guy. Get a life. Like, seriously.
But they're still doing it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So when I didn't want to announce an end date because I was sure that some idiots were going to come DDoS the server or something, and I'm not inviting you to right now with this, anyone. So yeah, it's after 18 years. Can you believe that?
I mean, mad people are mad people. Before I get to the audience again, even though I keep delaying, how long have you paid for the server just out of your own pocket? Because, not to be mean, ladies and gentlemen, but the demographic of the server has shifted in a way that I don't think that people are really donating. So how long have you been paying for the server out of your own pocket?
That's a good question. Some people think I'm rich because of the donations.
That's what I kept saying.
Yeah, I see that all the time. I don't know why people think I'm rich. It's nice. So for about 4 or 5 years, I've been paying the servers. So the servers are $200 a month, Canadian. I am sure that at this point, it's been years, I'm sure at this point we can find cheaper hosting, but moving it's a lot of effort, so I just didn't want to do that, and I was just lazy, and I just paid for it. The donations did pay for the servers for like 10 or 12 years, though, so that was amazing, but I never made any money off of it. So I often think about this. I could have definitely made a shitload of money off of CNR. I could have sold skins. I could have sold houses. But that was never the goal. I wanted a game that everyone can play. I still believe in that. So I'm happy for that. But yeah, for all those of you who think I'm rich because I'm rolling in that big donation money, no, I never made any money from donations. I have a good job. I do industrial automation, so I'm okay. I'm not rich, but I'm doing fine. But I will appreciate to not pay $200 a month anymore. I could put that on something else for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because we really did wonder, and I was one of the people that were like, man, CrazyBob's loaded, man. Like, he doesn't really give a damn. He's paying the money. He doesn't care.
Yeah,
So, that's what it is. Let me see. Let me get to the chat here. Duki's been waiting very patiently, although I kind of feel like I know the answer to this question, but he did say, do you think active advertising would have made a difference during the peak years of CNR? Before you say that, I mean, it was already at its peak at the time. It was 200 at that time. So, I mean, I don't think he could have gotten better, right?
Well, we had Google AdSense on the website, but it never made that much. Maybe like, I don't know, $20 a month or something max at peak times. But like I said, for me, it was never about making money. I just wanted the donations to pay for the servers. So there was the servers, $200 a month. And it's been $200 a month pretty much since the beginning. There was also the website, which is like $15 a month. But yeah, I just wanted the donations to pay for that. And surprisingly, they really did for all those years. So thanks to everyone who donated. Sorry to those of you who it took 2 months to get your donator status, because that's the thing for donator status. I was the one setting them myself. So I had to read your email, actually make sure you donated, and then set up a pretty stupid system, but whatever.
Yeah, there were some people a few years ago that donated and were like, where's my donor status? And we had to be like, bro, it's not being made, stop donating. So that's what it was at that time.
And the giant conspiracy theory that he ran off with the money.
Jesus.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, going back to that, though, I mean, a lot of game servers these days, as you said, they've got DLC type things going on, and yeah, you could have made a lot of cash out of that, because these days it's not only just a game server, it's making it into a business. You know, back in the day it was more for the fun of the game, but now it's for making a business.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, I didn't want that for CNR. Either way, it's not my game. I didn't make GTA. I made the CNR part, but I didn't make GTA.
That is true, man. At least you respected that part there. Bombastic. I don't know about this question, but he said or asked, did the constant gang wars, were they the factor why lag comp was implemented on the server? No, but go ahead.
God. we can talk about lag shot.
Yeah.
So, well, first of all, in the chat, let's see how many. Write if you support. Write lag shot if you support lag shot or not lag shot. I just want to see.
It's gonna be a big spam in the chat. You know, most of the fighters are gonna love lag shot. So.
Yeah, I feel that's one.
Yeah.
Battle I didn't win. Like, I could change things in the script and people would complain at first and then you guys would get on board, but with lag shot, I can't believe people are still talking about it.
Yeah. It was February 2014 that I think it came out.
Wow, you even remember the date.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
So what happened was SAMP added the lag compensation, right? I didn't add the lag compensation. It became the default. But the interesting thing with the lag compensation, when you put it on, is that now your script was told every time someone shot a bullet. With the lag compensation off, the script didn't know every time someone shot a bullet. So I think right away you guys can see where I'm going with this. This let me do things with the anti-cheat that I could never do before, right? I could see when someone shot at someone and if they lost health or if they didn't. So I adapted the script a lot. There was a lot of changes in the script for lag compensation. And when people ask, like I said, this is a battle. I think I didn't win. I think we saw in the chat. I think more people probably wanted lag shot back, more of the regular players. I understand it because I guess for you guys it became like a skill. So it's something you had over new players or maybe cheaters or something. But for me, honestly, I didn't believe in it. I felt that lag compensation was the right way to go. I felt that if you're going to shoot at someone, you should aim at them, not ahead of them, right? So
Yeah,
I
that would be the
do
common sense.
understand your concerns, but my feeling, and like I said before, I wanted CNR to be my vision. My feeling was lag compensation was the right way to go. But that being said, I acknowledge that I think a lot of people did not want that. A lot of people clearly are still angry about it. But at the end of the day, it's the CNR that I wanted. So that's why we had lag compensation. And you know, it's not easy. So people have asked me, can you remove it for the last days? Like I said, since everything's integrated, the AC and everything, it's really complicated now to remove because the script now looks at every time you shoot. It probably looks for missions. There's like a lot of things now that you can't just remove it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you would think it would be intuitive to be like, oh, SAMP added a feature that actually fixes the aiming. Everybody's gonna like that. But SAMP is a different animal. Renegade, a lot of times will say, SAMP's a piece of shit. But the thing with that is, people loved the imperfection of the mod, you know? And I think that's part of why people liked lag shot.
It's a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a piece of shit, yeah.
It did what it did for all these years, and we had a lot of fun. So it's definitely not a piece of shit, right? The best thing ever, no. But yeah, no, I understand for the lag compensation. But the other thing that I was thinking about, like that, for you guys, for the old players, it was like a skill. And now that I took it away, now new players who have played for 1 year, you guys have been there since 2008, they're killing you first. So I understand that it's frustrating, but me, I wanted it to be inclusive for everyone. I wanted those new players to come. I wanted to keep the community going. So it was important for me that the game not have that much of a skill curve. I didn't want a new player to join and be discouraged because you kept getting shot and you can't shoot anyone. You understand?
No, it's true, because the way that people fought pre-lag shot, it was, of course people took drugs and all that, but it was mainly aim. These days, people are doing some crazy shit. They spawn drugs, they spawn money. They're fighting like Sasquatches. So people have adapted to lag shot over the years, and it's just night and day how people fight now versus pre-2014. So it's all about the adaptation, really.
I find it super fascinating. Honestly, I never did much of the shooting and fighting in CNR. You know that. I do more, like I did truck deliveries. I did a lot of races. I wasn't really into the shooting that much. I'm a driver, but it really fascinates me still now that 18 years later, how much people have put into this and how serious they take it and how like these skills are something that's important. And like, I can't believe I made this. Like for me, I don't know. I'm still amazed.
I mean, yeah, you've had a lot of impact on people's training with fighting. I mean, some people have made other SAMP servers where they go to, for lack of a better phrase, train, and then they come here and they flop people, as they say, you know? So, yeah, it's an art.
But can I do a little side note on DM? Yeah. I want to talk about DM because like Floppa in the chat says DM is the most fun thing in CNR. So we all know the no DM, right? In CNR, you all see it pop up and everything. But I'm gonna tell you honestly, like I was probably more pro DM than a lot of the admins. For me, killing people is really part of the game. Like for me, the idea is the cops should be stronger than the criminals, but at the same time, that's why I always said cops can kill wanted criminals. Killing is part of GTA. Like, it's not. I wasn't trying to replicate the real world. I was trying to replicate the GTA world. When you play GTA, the cops aren't friendly with you, right? The cops try to shoot at you. It's not. It's like a different world where shit happens, right? I don't know if you guys understand what I mean. Like,
we know, yeah. I know.
some of the admins were, I think, too strict with the no DM. That's okay. Like we said, you guys ran things how you
Not
did.
me.
But just so you know, I was a bit pro DM. What I didn't like is the idea of people getting DM'd for no reason. So I mean, you rob the bank, you're being chased by cops, they're all shooting at you, they kill you. No, that's good. That's good. You hit someone, they shoot at you, they kill you. That's good. Just someone joins, he just spawned and he gets shot at. That's what I wanted to remove. That's the no DM for me, right? If someone wanted to just drive around in truck, they shouldn't get shot at unless they did something wrong.
Yeah. When I remember years ago when you said that it's okay for cops to kill warrants instead of arrest them, I think some of us tried to cover that up and not have that out in the open. We didn't want the way that cops deal with warrants to like change, because once people hear a whiff of that, they'd go crazy. But yeah, I don't know what kind of effect that would have had.
No, you can't tell cops in this game not to shoot people. Think about
to kill them, I mean. Yeah.
Okay, fair, but think about what you want to do when you start. Forget CNR. Think about what you want to do when you play GTA. Okay, you want to do crimes. You want to shoot at people, or if you're a cop, you want to bust civilians. But that includes shooting. It's a video game. Like that's part of the game. That's why there's guns. That's why there's. And someone asked in the chat, just by the way, do I approve of gang wars? I absolutely did. What I didn't approve with is like if you're having a gang war in Bayside and some new player spawns in Bayside and he becomes part of the gang war. Like I said, that I didn't believe in. But honestly, for me, the gang wars in Bayside when nobody else was there, why not? Are you guys having fun? Yeah. Are you two gangs fighting each other? Okay. You're wanted. Maybe the cops come and they arrest you. I mean, that seems like CNR to me.
Yeah, I think it morphed into that as time went on. I mean, I remember in the past, gang wars were punished a lot, but these days, yeah, as long as innocent people aren't getting caught in the crossfire, well, as long as they're not putting themselves in the crossfire, then it should be fine. They're mutually agreeing to attack each other. Whatever happens, happens. So that's how it should have been. Let's see. I don't know, Ash. I don't know if CrazyBob answered this question yet. She asked, "You said you would do some things differently these days. What does this mean?" Did we answer that?
Wait, what?
She asked, "You said that you would do some things differently these days."
If I had to make CNR
correct? Yeah. What would you do differently? Yeah.
Well, first of all,
yeah, no.
Fine. Yeah. So, it would be like I'm not super politically correct, but things would be a bit more modern. It's a good question though. What else, game-wise? What I do different?
I guess it's not game-wise. It'd be more like. I guess the political correctness of it.
So the way I ran things, I would be more open, I guess, and less of like. You know, I've also grown up and matured also, and I could definitely be a dick a lot. So yeah, I'd be nicer, cause I would often I would be calm, and then often I would get like, don't piss CrazyBob off, and then CrazyBob would get pissed, and then I would like explode on some of you guys. I tried to avoid that. I'd be more open with the players, I guess, and yeah, more open with the admins. Yeah,
I'm glad you realized that, because I think that was a criticism that people have said.
Criticism of myself, for sure. At the end of the day, CNR worked, but I'm surprised because, like I said, this is not how you want to run something in real life, unless you're running like a dictatorship. Like, this would not, it's because everyone was kids, I guess. This would not have worked with adults. Like,
no.
And like I said, I hope that you guys and the players also, I hope you learn from the stupid things I did and try to be better. When you run NG, don't make it a power trip, you know? It's for the players.
Evan's taking notes about that one.
I think I could have one. Like,
you have a question?
Yeah, like, how do you feel from this moment? Like, it's been 18 years, like you said. Now you have here, after those 18 years, still 152 people listening to you, and people are still playing the game. How do you feel about that? Like, there's a lot of work, and now it's gonna be gone. How do you feel about that now? Like, will you
It's
feel
amazing.
empty?
It's amazing. How is there's 150 people listening to me talk right now? Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And there's like 150 people on the servers. I'm really, really, really proud of that. I'm happy to see all of you. I'm so proud of what I made and that it's still this after 18 years. How's it gonna feel? It's really sad. It's really difficult. I think even honestly more than all of you, because all of you players could take breaks from CNR and completely forget about it. I couldn't. I know this is going to sound stupid, but every time I come to my computer, the first thing I do is I open the SAMP browser to look at how many players there's on still to this day,
Damn.
right? It's going to be weird to not do that. I still watch the servers. It's been such a huge part of my life for 18 years that I don't even know what it's going to be like. This is why it's still here today. I've announced that I wanted to shut it down a while ago, and a lot of people kept saying, why hasn't he shut it down yet? Well, that's why. It's also laziness there, but it's difficult. It's difficult. I know all of you. I see all of you playing. I see all of you having fun right now. We have to be realistic, though. If like there's 150 people on right now, but if I leave CNR running, how many is there going to be Wednesday next week, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but sad, difficult, sad. I'm happy to be here talking to you, honestly. I didn't think that I'd do this, and I'm happy to be here talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, like, if you think about it, how many people you have connected together across whole world, like from so many different countries, and yet still they're still here, and people know each other from this game. They have met in real life, relationships even. What else? So it's a wild to think. Like, that's all because of you, if you put it that way.
I just want to reiterate people earlier who said, and I quote, "I am a father because of CrazyBob."
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's really touching. Yeah, that's the thing I'm the most proud of, is I've said often the relationships that have formed here. People have made friends here. People have made relationships here. The fact that you guys are going to be old people telling your kids about CrazyBob's Cops and Robbers, that you're going to remember CrazyBob's Cops and Robbers, that you're going to remember the name CrazyBob, which is such a stupid name, by the way, but hey. Yeah, it's amazing.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah,
Your
where did
name.
that come from?
It's a really good question. I think I used to play a lot of video games, and there was often like high score screens, and you could only put 3 characters, and I think I would often put Bob, and I just picked that when I started CNR. I don't know. It worked out well, but
It has a ring to
honestly,
it.
it's a pretty stupid name.
I guess that's the point.
Is it your name?
Yeah. My name is CrazyBob in real life. So no, here's for everyone. My real name is Richard.
It was all a fucking lie. His name really isn't Bob.
It's BBird crazy deek, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. The chat's spamming this shit, bro. Because I remember like a decade ago you had said your name in the admin chat, and I was like, oh shit, okay. But to hear you say it again, everybody else knows, is a little bit surreal, to be honest with you.
So I have a special request from my French brother Hedgie. He is kindly asking you, CrazyBob, si tu peux parler un peu de français.
Yeah, I can do that. So, who speaks French here? Because I speak Quebec French, right? I don't speak France French. So, bonjour tout le monde. Mon nom est CrazyBob. Un gros shout-out à BBird qui reste au Québec. Hostie tabarnak.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks. He must be smiling right now. He's too shy to jump on with voice, so he asked me to ask this.
Speaking of Zybards, I know BBird and Zybard have met before. If that's not public, then I'm sorry. It should be anyway. You haven't met any other CNR players? Like
Me?
Yeah. Because I've met one. I've met Code Shadow, but that's it.
No.
Everybody's too crazy for you,
I've
huh?
seen some on camera. I've spoken
Oh.
to some on chat. I played video games with a lot, but no.
Let's see. Marcus Weed here. We already know the answer, but he asked, "What's your favorite gang of all time and why?"
Did you say gang?
Gang. Yeah. I say it a different way, but yeah, favorite gang.
Gang.
It's been gang. If only he said DMH
Nice
again.
one.
Come on, man. He said DMH last time.
No,
Yeah,
when the gangs got too popular, you had to find the leader and give them admin. That way, you still have control over the gangs.
Did you know that the cripple, when you made him admin, quit?
Yeah, how come? Did he die?
No. I don't know. I guess he was like, "Ah, shit, I won the game. There's nothing to do anymore." And he just left. I don't
Nice.
know. That's, I think that's how you, quote unquote, suppressed DMH. I don't want to say killed DMH, but that's how you got them down.
Yep.
Just made them all admin. Shit, man. Alright, who else got questions in the chat here? I've not been making screenshots of these here.
I have one more question until you find another from the
Yeah.
chat. So,
Go ahead.
CrazyBob, you were part of the SAMP testing or development team. I don't know. Maybe you can tell us if there was any special request that you made for CNR to the SAMP dev team, like something you really needed and you asked for it and you got it.
Good question. So when we started on SAMP, CNR became pretty popular. It was 32 players at first, and CNR became pretty popular compared to other servers. And I don't know if you guys remember, there was the official server list back then. I wanted to get on that, but the guy Kaiman, who then renamed himself to Calcor, who developed SAMP, he had no idea who I was. And I remember at the beginning of SAMP, there was a bug where people could crash everyone in-game. And I went onto the SAMP channel and I asked him, because I heard that there was a fix throughout the beta team, and I asked them and they didn't give it to me, and I was like, fuck. I really wanted to join the beta team. It took a long time. It took a few years before, I guess, he understood who I was, and then finally he added me to the beta team. And after he did, he became a big fan of CNR. I don't know if you guys remember, but he came to play on CNR after I did an update or something. So I don't remember specifically asking for things. I'm sure I did, but I know that he made a lot of things kind of in the sense for CNR. At the same time, he had the idea of making his own big RP game mode, but it never really worked out.
Who was that, Calcor?
Yeah.
So after a while, he finally got you on the, or someone finally got you on the official tab. Because I think that was his big
Well,
break
it took
on.
a while, but finally, after CNR was that big, we finally got on the list, and I got on the beta team.
Yeah, because the official tab was, a big thing back then, because I was around a server called Mini Missions at that time, and it was a good server, but once it got on the official tab, people just started to flood in. There are a ton more cheaters too, but, getting on the official tab was basically a not set for life type thing, but it was a big milestone,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Got to
Also,
a lot of players.
Yeah, I got a ton of players and they all stuck too.
But it also got a lot of attacks. There was a lot of
Also.
other servers who would DDoS other servers.
Just for the fun of it, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. So this server has a model that you don't, as far as at that time, I didn't really see a lot of bans only lasting 2 weeks, especially if you're a cheater, right? Bans last 2 weeks, they expire, people come back. Some people get into that recidivism thing where they just cheat over and over again, and they get banned for 2 weeks at a time. But where did that come from? Because most servers, when you see a cheater, they usually ban them forever, or try to. Emphasis on try to. But where did the 2-week ban thing come from?
Well, at first it definitely wasn't that. At first you would look at me crooked and I would ban you forever.
Jesus.
Yeah, so at first it really wasn't that, but after time we had 2 100-player servers, and my philosophy a bit started changing in the sense of I wanted to have players on CNR. What made CNR fun was that it wasn't just 8 players on. What made CNR fun was that there was a lot of players. The player, the people playing SAMP started going down, so yeah, we want to kind of retain some of those players. But also, at the same time, it was always a challenge dealing with the cheats, and I don't know if you guys remember, but at first the script would be very ban happy. It would ban people for cheats. And I progressed way more to a philosophy of just not letting people disrupt the server, so they would get kicked, they would get quite kicked every time they would do something. And for me, I felt like that was probably a better philosophy. But yeah, it's also the fact that I didn't feel people should be banned forever, especially when we got way more admins. I know sometimes people got banned for like the shittiest things, so I just figured, hey, we'll give him 2 weeks. If he comes back and cheats again, they're gonna get banned again, and
Cycle,
whatever. Yeah, so that's pretty much where it came from.
Hey, I got a question from the
Go ahead.
chat that I was gonna ask, but I saw it popped up. Is there any secret that no one has ever discovered in CrazyBob's?
At least ones that you haven't heard. People talk about secrets, but
yeah.
That's honestly really hard to answer because there's so many things, honestly, in CNR that I didn't even remember. Yesterday or before yesterday, we were playing and we did like a death tour, and half the things that kill you I did not remember. There's so much in that script. There's so many little details. Like, I could give you one offhand. Did you know that the range where crimes are reported to cops is higher during the day and lower at night because it's dark? Like, there's so many little details. Exactly. So there's so many little details that it's hard to say. I don't think there's any big secrets that nobody found because I always wanted people to find the secrets, like the clown in the woods and stuff. But yeah.
I did not know that. It makes sense. I had no clue that, was it the attacking law enforcement or shooting guns in public is dependent on the time of day?
Yeah, exactly. So the range where cops get reported of your crimes is bigger during the day because it's light out, and
that makes sense, honestly. I got Odysseus. He just PM'd me saying, what is the significance? Where'd Valerie 23 come from? The bot Valerie shit.
Wow. So if you look it up, so there's an old TV show called The Outer Limits. That it's kind of like the Twilight Zone type of thing where they have like a twist at the end of the episode. Anyways, it's like a dystopian future thing. So one of the episodes was where they have girlfriend bots, and the main character is called Valerie 23. So when I made a female bot, I needed a name. I came up with Valerie 23.
Pop culture, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. Katu asked,
Any other bots?
Was that
you're wondering? Any other bots while you're wondering what their names are?
Wasn't there a bot that was removed or replaced? I don't remember, actually. Was bot Anna moved or something? One of the bots, I think.
No, I actually need to look at the script to tell you. Like I said, there's so much I don't remember.
How many lines the script is? Like the whole code?
So I was trying to look the other day. I remember I had made a tool to count that. So the problem is the script is I made it a Visual Studio project. There's like 100 files. Well, maybe not 100 there. So I need to maybe get a tool to pass all those into and count. Visual Studio is not able to count the lines for some reason.
All right.
Well, it's probably mini.
So
anyway.
if I get to do that later, but I can tell you it's huge. I remember doing it, and it's huge. It's like when I look at it, wow, it is. I can't believe I made all that.
I'm trying to think of a number, but who knows, man.
So I might, I don't know. I don't want to go too far into this, but I might decide to release the script in the future. There would just be a few things that I would need to remove. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. We'll see.
Politically incorrect things?
No, like login system, because that's a thing by. There's things that can't be transferred with the script. So like the login system, some plugins that do custom things with the server. So there's a few things I need to change in the code, and I wasn't sure if I should release the anti-cheat with it, but maybe.
Have you heard of
one
that?
thing-
Okay, my bad.
Sorry, the one thing that I always, this is stupid, but the one thing that I always worried about when releasing the script is that people are gonna now judge my coding.
Of
So
course.
Kesh asked, where did I learn coding and did I start with CNR? So I've been programming just randomly since I was like 14, 15. I've always had fun programming, like in quick basic at first, because yes, I'm old, and then visual basic, and then I learned C by myself and stuff like that. So I've always had fun programming. I made websites, so I programmed the websites. Yeah, so when SAMP came and it's very similar to C as a language or Java, it was easy to get into it. But I have to say that all these years of programming CNR have really, really improved my coding. One of the things you need to understand about CNR is that it's not multi-threaded. So everything happens on the same CPU cycle, which means that everything you do in the script, you have to keep as short as possible because it's only processing one thing at a time. So let's say I make a loop that I go through 200 players. That loop needs to be quick. So anyways, I'm not sure if any of you are following me with this, but all that to say that it's really helped my programming. And in real life, I do automation. I program machines and robots. And it's very similar to that. When you program machines, you don't want them to, you want them to do exactly what you want so that they don't break or kill people, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of very similar to CNR where everything happens in an order. So yeah, it's when you look at the script over like 10 years of programming, when you look at the things when I started and when I ended, the code is much better at the end.
Would you say that coding the server has helped in your job, or get your job, or?
Not got me my job, but definitely.
I got a one.
Coding CNR has really made me a better coder because all that practice. And I think you'll notice that CNR doesn't have very many bugs or exploits, kind of important. So, yeah.
No, not at all. This is the best question of the night, honestly. 84 for Life asked if you put CNR on your resume.
I don't know. It
Oh,
seems
man.
it seems a bit nerdy to me, but I did put that I ran a gaming community. So not the script, but I did put that I ran a gaming community on my last CV. But the current job I have that I've had for 13 years now, I didn't even need a CV to get it, so didn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go into too much, but I wouldn't knock the idea, because if anything, people, it's probably the most unique thing you're gonna see on it. People will usually ask you about that first. They'll be inquisitive about it for sure, and I don't know how to say it because I don't want to say too much, but all I'll say is they'll see it's unique, and they'll ask about it. That's for damn sure. So it's a little weird, but don't knock the idea.
I don't know. It's hard to tell people outside of CNR that I do this.
Yeah, you've got to be very vague with the details, I guess.
No, I mean like I tell them I run servers, and then they ask me for what. I say a game, and then they say what game, and then I say GTA. But nobody knows about the multiplayer, so then you kind of have to explain. Someone made a mod for multiplayer, and I made a script for that, and you know it's like 3 layers of things, and it's hard to explain honestly for people.
Yeah, you need to figure out the stop gap where they'll stop asking questions.
Yeah, and there's also, you know, like I'm probably still a child, very young at heart, but I'm 43, so you talk to adults about like, yeah, I run a game server, and they look at you a bit like, okay, I have kids, and I don't know. No?
I mean, there are a lot of people that are older that play games. I don't think it's not as much of a shaming thing as it used to be, you know. So
Things have changed because when I was a kid, up into my teenage years, if you used the computer, you were a big nerd. Like, it wasn't something that you would advertise, that you would tell your friends or anything. I used to like program, and I would keep it secret. Yeah, you were a big nerd if you used the computer.
very different now. Mellowhammer, he just asked, explain the capitalization in every word, and they just did it.
I can do that for sure. So, I don't know, just maybe because I find it looks okay, but one thing with the capitalization in every word is that you can have script functions insert words into any part of a sentence without having to worry about, do I need to capitalize this word or not? So, best example is players had genders, right? So every sentence that has like a him, he, or there's a function that gives that him or her, or depending on your gender, and it inserts it into a sentence somewhere. So by having first word capitalized everywhere, it works out easily, and also it's visible. It's very visible. It's more visibility for script messages. I don't know. I found it looked good. I still do the same thing when I program machines in the comments and stuff. Does that answer the question?
For me, it did. So, meaning that you wouldn't have to do double the work, especially depending on if, for example, he came at the beginning of a sentence versus in the middle. It can just be all streamlined.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Let's see here.
I got one.
Well, go ahead.
I was wondering, like, if you had AI in 2006 and 2015, whatever, how much that would have helped you in the coding, or how do you think about it?
I don't think that much, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think that much. I've seen what AI can do, and it still hasn't replaced me for my job. So yeah, no.
All right.
Maybe I could have thrown ideas at it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had to do some repetitive things that it would do them for you and it would save your time.
Yes, definitely. But over the years, I also made applications for that. So I have one application that is just to edit all the items that you can buy in CNR. Maybe I can launch it later and show you guys a screenshot, for example. I don't know if anyone would be interested in seeing that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they would, yeah. Definitely would. Tino asked another code-related question. Let me just reword this because I don't make any sense. What was the most annoying feature that you implemented, and which feature that you implemented were you the most proud of?
Okay, so Christy asked what feature I was the most proud of earlier. What was the most annoying as in to code?
In general, just to code? Oh, yeah, to code. Which one was most annoying?
Always the anti-cheat. It's something I touched on a bit earlier, but one of the things that sucked over all the years of CrazyBob is that I had to put so much effort on things that wasn't even for the good players. All the effort I had to put on the AC, on the anti-cheat, that really sucks because it's nothing that affects a good player, except for removing cheaters. But you know what I mean? It's not features. It's not game features.
That's true.
And believe it or not, people, like, I have never installed any SAMP cheats or GTA cheats on my computer. Never. So I have never tested with cheats. And despite all the admins probably having cheats, they were all like too scared to admit it. So I never had anyone to test with cheats. So doing the anti-cheat was basically assuming, guessing, and then hoping it worked, adjusting, hoping it worked. You know what I mean? Maybe I could have gone better on that. As for the feature I'm most proud of, I don't know. I'm proud of all the detail and the depth of CNR. The things that you've been playing for 10 years and even you still discover something new, that I'm proud of. I'm proud of, like, for example, the complexity of how item dealers were done. Like I was talking about earlier, doing businesses. I wish I could have done that. I'm proud of the complexity of houses. Yeah, those things.
Yeah, it is unfortunate because a lot of that stuff could have been reallocated into making features, but the anti-cheat's a very important part of the server, or else, no one's going to play anymore. So it is kind of unfortunate that had to happen.
Can I jump into a more difficult question?
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, many of us are pretty sad to see this go. Yourself too. You mentioned earlier, this being part of your life for so long. Do you see, any continuation to the community that you would be involved in? I can, have a couple of ideas like staying on the Discord server and, maybe playing some games together from time to time, or maybe opening CNR for a week or two, for the next few Christmases. I don't know. I'm being pretty nostalgic right now, and yeah, I would like to see, the community go on. I totally understand not wanting to take care of the server every day as you did it for the past 18 years, but do you see any continuation of the community?
Well, the continuation of the community. Do you mean continuing me in the community, or are you talking about the community itself?
I think the community itself, it's gonna go on, especially among the people who made real friends here. But yeah, you are the leader of this community. I mean, people have been looking up to you, myself included. It was always nice to see, CrazyBob join the server. It made the game, more fun. I'm not sure if anyone can relate to that, but it was exciting to be part of this whole thing. And yeah, would you keep being involved in this community, given we have Discord now, and maybe we can have a nostalgic get together on CNR maybe a couple of years from now?
So, well, let's do a vote in the chat. Who would like for CNR to open like next Christmas and have an event? Who would join?
It's like a Twitch chat, bro. I've never seen Discord like
Everyone.
this. Jesus Christ.
So I'm making a list of all of you, and if we do it and you don't join, I'm gonna call you directly.
Yeah.
But I guess I can answer your question better. Okay. So like everybody does. So, I mean, yes. I don't see why not. If that's what you guys want. I have to admit to you guys that I wasn't planning on even doing any events to end this. I at first I didn't even want to do a Christmas update, and I was convinced to do it. And that was really a good idea at the end of the day. I really don't regret it. I'm really happy I did it. I'm happy I went to play. I'm happy I came here. So yeah, you guys are a great community, and yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to be around. Well, I mean, I haven't been around for the past years with you guys, but I'm definitely going to be not here every day. But yeah, sure. And actually, maybe it might be fun now that people won't be PMing me for unbans or undisables or donator status or something. So I'm going to be free.
Yeah, thanks for that. I know that was a tough question, and I wanted to respect your personal life and privacy. I'm not sure technically how easy it would be to open the server for a couple of weeks each year, but Yeah, going back to your remark about doing things better, again, I think you have inspired a lot of people. We've inspired each other as well, but if you want to do this, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would join.
Yeah, that sounds great. The only issue would be, I guess, getting a server, because you guys can understand that I'm going to cancel the servers after, so that I stop paying every month. But I guess that's easy to figure out. So yeah. But when I think about it, honestly, and I guess you guys will prove me wrong. You have very often, but I worry that I put up the server next year and like nobody joins, because
I mean, if the Discord's still here, I would think. I mean, people are still going to be around, I would think, so.
No, I never would have thought to have 58 people listening to me, and I don't know how many on the server right now.
152.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. So maybe.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a special day, so, Yep. But
I'm wondering, like, now when the forums are gone and what we have left are of course our memories, but also all the screenshots and videos on the YouTube and so on. I'm wondering, will there be left anything we can look back other than that, what we post online? Like, forums had a lot of stuff written down, we kind of look back and like to remember and read afterwards, but it's gone now. So is it just the memories and the videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
Anything else to latch on?
Yeah,
I understand that, Blister, for the forums, but at the same time, it also had a lot of other stuff.
yeah,
PMs between people, player pictures, things that maybe shouldn't still be out there 20 years later, right? I understand the need for memories, but I had concerns with the forums of nobody was really moderating it. So I mean, what if people started posting illegal shit? And also the fact of I'll just be straight up. I don't know. It's a bit creepy if you're like 25 now and you want to go back and look at pictures of players when they were 14. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, maybe people want their stuff not there anymore. It's been long enough. And also, guys, I like announced the shutdown like a long time ago, so it's not like the last day. Oh, I didn't know. Like, there was like a year or two. Go see the memories and stuff. So I really understand what you're saying, but I hope you also understand my concern with leaving all the forums there. Maybe we can do something for the memories. Maybe you guys can compile pictures or texts or something. I could put it on the website.
Yeah.
Maybe we could find something better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was actually thinking the website would be nice to keep and have something more on that maybe, yeah. But yeah, we have lots of videos, so that's fine. I understand.
Speaking of screenshots, though, here's a trip down memory lane for you from October 2007. CNR closing October the 1st, 2007. Do you remember what that was about?
Oh, shit.
So I think maybe. So when I look at your picture, the IP address there, I remember that IP. So, when I started CNR, I was actually hosting it at home. And that's why we were also limited 32, 24 players. I only had like a 10 megabit connection at home on cable. But so for those of you who don't know, servers, it's not so bad on download, but on upload, it's a lot of bandwidth. Let me look at CNR right now. Okay, so CNR right now with 150 players on, the upload constant is just under 250 megabit constant. Okay, so I was running it at home, and I had I had unlimited internet, so that was fine for my data. But all of a sudden, my ISP, I guess because of people like me, they got mad, and my ISP sent me a letter saying that they were starting to do data caps, data limits. So right away, I knew I wasn't going to be able to run the server anymore. So I think that was that, because I kind of remember, it's a long time ago, but I kind of remember at the beginning we thought CNR would just end. And I think some people convinced me to look at servers and stuff because I had no idea about that then. So yeah, I think that was it.
So till now, it's still not in the cloud?
Whoa, the cloud. Yeah, it's in the cloud.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Speaking of the forums, though, Katu asked, I guess in 2010 we moved from pro boards to whatever the hell it was. What was the reason for abandoning the pro boards forum, or moving to the, was it PHP BB? Was it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just the fact that we hosted it ourselves. So I think at that point we started hosting the website ourselves. So we ran our own forums, whereas pro boards is probably some thing that runs on someone else's stuff.
Oh, okay. So you can manage it yourself, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
Hadn't we already received a warning from pro boards about some of the content that was on there?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yes. Now, that sounds really familiar. I think that was another thing where pro board was telling us, yeah, what JRN said. Yeah, I remember now. But I completely forgot about that.
Jesus Christ. What year was that?
No idea.
I'm trying to remember if that was during the old internet.
It would have been 2010. We moved in August 2010. It must have been then.
To answer, because you asked the question twice in the chat, no, CNR wasn't inspired by another server because there was no cops and robbers then. Just like I said, when I started playing MTA, I'm pretty sure there was, most of the maps were race. I'm pretty sure there was one map that was like Destruction Derby, and that's kind of where I got the idea. But the idea of cops and robbers is not mine. Like, kids play cops and robbers, cowboys and Indians or whatever. The idea is that, you know, a lot of kids want to play a cop to make sense, or a criminal. The idea is GTA. That's the idea behind GTA. Yeah, the server Chill Point came after me, and back then we were, I was very, very protective of CNR, so we were very competitive of other servers. We did not like other servers doing CNR theme. Well, I didn't. And it was like, if you played there, I banned you. But that's where I remember Dugi being there, and I remember conflict with Chill Point, and I remember that I would talk to Dugi, and he was super nice. He was always super nice, and he would help with the conflict between us, and that's what made me want to make him an admin when he joined CNR.
Shout out to Doogie, man, because I'm sure that there are some people out there, when he got admin, it was like, huh? Who the hell is this guy? A few hundred hours and he's admin? Fuck off. But now you know the story, guys.
Yeah, he's Doogie.
Yeah, he's Doogie, man. Stirrup here, he asked CrazyBob if you made all of the bot recording paths yourself. I'm guessing it's yes, but
yes, I did. The hardest ones were the planes, because I wanted it, you know, the takeoffs and landings. That was hard. But yes, but so you know, I always played GTA with a controller, so all those are done with a controller.
I kind of felt like some of those bots went a little bit fast. They just went normal speed, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. No cheats, no tricks, just maybe some good driving. You'll notice that the race bots try to stay in the right lane as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's fairly easy to beat them if you take shortcuts, but if you actually try to drive properly, I actually had, when I joined a few days ago, I actually had a hard time beating myself.
Rips on. Let's see. Debo asked, I don't think this is a thing, but he asked if the COVID spike of players struck it in your head to be like, oh, let's just keep the server on for a few more years.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't even notice if there was a surge of players during COVID. I guess maybe I wasn't paying attention that much, or... Sorry.
I kind of figured.
But I mean, I kept it running definitely for as long as there was a good amount of players. I knew that there was a lot of shit going on at the end with like cheats and stuff, but still there was players. So
Yeah, true, and it was held strong here by this renegade dude over here. So again, shout out to this dude.
big
Endless.
thanks to Renegade, to Dugi, and to all the rest of you who kept it running.
Let's see. At the beginning, you already asked or answered this: why is SAMP or CNR not on MTA? Right? We already talked about that.
On what?
Why is CNR not on MTA? We already talked about that, didn't we?
On NCA?
No. Why is CNR not on Multi Theft Auto?
Oh, MTA.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, we started on MTA, but that was only in car. There was no on foot.
Oh yeah, we did.
And then SAMP came out with on foot GTA, so actual GTA. So we moved to that. And then MTA, the actual version, was supposed to come quickly, but it took quite a few years before it came out. And by then, the script was already well developed. The other thing is when MTA came out, it came out with Lua scripting language. Not a big fan when I looked at it. I've never programmed anything. I'm sure I could have learned it, but not a big fan. I really liked Pawn because it was close to C, which I was very used to. So yeah, that's basically it. It's because it came too late, I guess.
When you released new updates, right, we always know that criticism kind of sticks people a bit more than praise. You know, I'm sure that when updates came out, people were overwhelmingly happy. But did the people, for example, if you heard something of people like saying stuff negatively, did that get at you a bit, or did the positive and negative things like weigh equally?
Good question. You're right. The negativity definitely stands out more. It's much louder. People don't go out of their way to say when things are good, right? That's for everything in life.
True, yeah.
I remember, I know I've always been a very defensive person, so I probably was. At the same time, like I said, the CNR that I was making, I never wavered from. It was the CNR I wanted to make. People just ended up liking it. Great. It was the CNR I wanted to make at the end of the day. So whatever people didn't like, you know, like we talked about lag shot, I was still, no, this is how CNR is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Yeah, I had a vision for what it was, and clearly it worked out a bit, I guess.
Yeah, it did. More questions in chat, ladies and gentlemen. We got CrazyBob up here. When do you think, I mean, we talked about this already, but when do you think, what time? I know it's 4:30 right now on the East Coast. I know we talked about what time it would go, but what time do you think? Unless we don't want to.
No, that's
Put
a,
that
that's
in
a
the
good
air.
question. So for people asking again, I think today is going to be the last day. We'll continue this chat here for a good while, and later I'll go play a bit. I don't know, by the end of the day. So you're right, it's 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. At the same time, I'm not in a rush, but yeah, I think by the end of the day today.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap up here at 5 o'clock, ladies. You know, we've been here for fucking 4.5 hours. I understand, unless Blister wants to take over. But
Yeah, who knows? Who
yeah.
knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. More
Get this man an
questions,
espresso.
man. I don't drink coffee, man. Yo, Devon, I'm not asking that fucking question, bro. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, we see some old screenshots here. What I liked in the past, even though it kind of got in the way, but I loved this. Back in the day, I remember Bozy put a few screenshots of this. When you were in jail, the jail time was in the middle of the screen. I actually loved that when I played here at the beginning, and when it was moved, I was kind of bummed out. I know it kind of sounds weird, but when did those UI changes, when were those made? Because you see that screenshot by, I think, C or Lex up there. You see the district name there at the bottom right of the screen. that was changed at some point. What went into that, if you remember?
Wait, which screenshot are you talking about?
Let's see. Let me repost it here. Yo, Bozy, do you have that? Do you have a screenshot where like your jail time is in the middle of the screen?
But
I like that. I loved it.
But I can definitely answer.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, okay. So as SAMP progressed, new functions also came out. So at the beginning, there was just one way to put messages on the screen, which is what you're looking at, and the messages in the center of the screen. I noticed there's still one in game when you get busted. There's a big message in the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
So that's like the original way of displaying messages. Yeah, you just posted. Bozy just posted.
Yeah,
So that
I love
was old SAMP, and then at some point SAMP released something called textdraws, which you could put anywhere on the screen, which is what I made the menus with. So the new UI things, the location, your speed, those are all text draws placed on your screen where I wanted. So honestly, I find the big messages too big. Maybe you like them, but yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. There's a text menu. And that's also why you had the option of text menus, by the way, in the game for you newer players, because originally it was text menus.
About that. Let's see.
Alright,
Darius
alright.
here. He what? Darius asked, "Did you play any other SAMP servers than your own?"
No, really not. The only other server I played was when there was beta tests for SAMP.
And that was to try to get on the official tab, huh? Or that was prior to that?
After being on the official tab, because once I became a beta tester, then I was on the official tab, which then became the I don't know what's it called? Hosted tab.
Yeah.
Have I ever joined the server under another name secretly? Yes. Not as much as the other admins. I didn't play much undercover, but yes. That's another reason why I can't really play SAMP anymore. You've all seen when I join, I can't play by myself. Like,
No, you got an entourage coming up.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a big lesson to the admins over the past couple of weeks, because I was glad when you told us not to ban anyone unless they're cheating, because even though I haven't really joined all that much for the past couple of years, I was flabbergasted at the amount of bans there were, knowing that there was a week left, and it's like, bro, what the hell are you doing? It's a week left. Stop banning people. So I was glad when you said that. Thank the Lord. And also, when you did join, you were kind of getting DM'd left and right in some moments. So I hope people took note of that and was like, you're kind of a bit easygoing, and that's kind of how it should have been.
Yeah. Also, like I said earlier, you know, I've grown up, I've gotten older, so I don't care. But I do know that a lot of people, it was probably their dream to kill CrazyBob, so whatever. I hope everyone had fun. You can all come shoot at me later. That's fine. You can all rate me and whatever.
Hey, yo.
Get it out before it ends. So yeah, no, that's fine.
Let's see, Untitled NG. Do you play any other games?
But
These
wait,
days?
I just want to go back though on.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I hope that all the admins listening, and it's not time to ban people. Like, it's the last days, so let people play, and let people have fun, and unless they're really disrupting. And same goes to the players. Like, if you become really disruptive, well, we're gonna kick you out.
Yeah, we're just chicking them. Like, honestly, be creative or some shit. Like,
Yeah,
if they're
exactly.
doing some shit, chicken them. That's all you gotta do.
Exactly. So do I play other games? Yeah, I do. I play Overwatch once in a while. And throughout the years, I've been into a lot of other games. There was a period where I was playing Kerbal Space Program a lot. I like simulation games. You guys are gonna find this stupid, but recently I've been playing a lot of truck sim. I actually have like a steering wheel and a shifter setup and everything, so it's fun. So yeah, I play other games. I also play Switch, PlayStation sometimes. Yeah.
Macro and Beatstar, I see that y'all are let up here. Do y'all got something to say?
I just want to give my appreciation to you, CrazyBob, and everyone on the programming team, everyone on the administrator, all the regular players and people who donated to the server. I've been a player since 2007 or 2008. I'm trying to remember which, but it's been a fantastic ride, and I'm just so grateful. You're right. Like when we joined these servers, we were kids, like not even teenagers. I think even like 11, 12 years old. But you literally grow up alongside this server, and you see this community, and cool memories, the beefs. Back in the day, like all these little slights were just so big in our eyes. But nowadays, we look back, and even the people we were fighting against, we see them 5 years later, and we're like, it's good to see you again.
Right. Well, thanks for that. How old are you now, Beatstar?
I'm 28. And I played since I was 12, man. Fuck.
Yeah, you sound so mature now.
I know.
I still remember BeatStar pause when he was, squeaker level. So it's he's gotten deeper pause than I have now. So crazy. It's funny how time flies, Mac, what you got, man?
Thank you to all of you. Thank you to all the players. Like you guys made this place fun. You guys made it what it was. Like I programmed it, but you guys made the feel and the life of CNR, and I love to see it. I love to see the gangs. I love to see the groups. I love to see the friends. I love to see the cop tanks, the people robbing the bank. So yeah, thanks to all of you guys for being here.
They're very grateful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got something to say, man?
Hey, thanks for having me on, Rashawn. Excuse me, I'm a little sick.
Congested, brother.
You got it, man. But hell, I don't even know where to start. I started playing CNR when I was just 11, right? Back when I was a kid, like there were like a lot of like these like social RPGs, Maple Story or whatever. And so some guy just told me, hey, there's this like multiplayer mod on San Andreas, and I'm like, hey, I've played GTA before, and why not? But shit, man, I'm actually like kind of stuttering now and like
I get you, man.
Have a lack of words, but it's been a long ride, I played CNR while I had a pretty rough childhood, pretty rough upbringing, but it gave me an outlet to socialize, kind of gave me a way to cope. So I appreciate that.
Oh, good shit, man.
I'm happy I could do that.
Yeah, and I apologize for any mental distress inflicted on behalf of me or by me. So thank you again.
Well, I don't remember anything particular, so you did good. But to all the players, I also want to apologize for how we were, and not just me, how all the admins were, how we were difficult, how we were sometimes unfair, how I guess it came with the game, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's no problem at all. No sweat off my back, man.
For me, it's amazing to see people. I know that there's some players who were playing who used to DDoS the server and stuff, and like I messaged the guy in particular. I'm like, "You still doing dumb shit?" And he said, "No, I've grown up." And it's funny. It's nice to see that. I'm glad everyone's grown up.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Shout out to Beatstarr, by the way. I think he's one of the people, because I saw some of the shit that he would make in the past, that No Church in the Wild video especially, and he kind of inspired me a little bit to, record and make videos and shit. But one of those dudes that did DDoS the server, right? I'm not gonna say his name. I guess someone else can, but you
can say which one. There was a few.
Well, I'm talking about Clipse, who now people know as Titty Boy. That's who I'm talking about. But he came back to the server and he was able to find find people who did not know his past, and he was able to have that camaraderie, even when people were like, yo, why are you hanging out with this dude who's the DDoS server? It's like, well, those people were not around when he did it, so they don't have any emotional reaction to it. And I remember him, and I remember he used to DM me and shit, and I'd PM him and be like, bro, why you DMing? And he wouldn't say shit. And then, you know, when I got around these people who didn't know him, I was like, at first I was like, yo, there's no way you can like this guy. But then I was like, you know, I'm coming around to it. And then I would watch them play, and it was kind of fun and kind of funny. So that's kind of part of the second chances thing we talked about before, the ban for 2 weeks. I guess it wasn't primarily for second chances, but some people did take advantage of that, and that guy did, and many others did. Some people started out as very bad players, and they became reformed, as you will, and got
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so.
But all those DDoS attacks that really sucked. It was difficult to go through. I remember being away for work. I was out of town in Las Vegas, and I remember I was in Las Vegas. It was my first time to Las Vegas, but my main concern was, like, every time I would get to the hotel, I would open my laptop and try to remote connect to see if the server was being DDoSed or not. It really got to me. It really, really got to me, honestly. Yep.
Yeah, I think we can only imagine how annoying the DDoSing was. 'Cause especially now, I didn't know that people are still really attacking it. So, I mean, then again, I mean, the sniper gang was around, especially even when there weren't a lot of people on the server. So, I don't know. Let me see. Marcus Weed here. There are two people asking me about BF1. Marcus Weed asked me to ask you, please ask for your favorite BF1 moments and your love for Automatico. The hell is that?
The Automatico is a gun that was, well, BF1, you all know, is Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
The Automatico was a gun that we found was overpowered. We really hated it, so we'd call it the Autistico. It was fun. It was fun playing with some of you guys on Battlefield and on GTA Online and stuff like that.
If you don't mention TF2, then I'm rage quitting.
Yeah, TF2 for a long time. Yeah, that was fun with Xenix and Miss and Nigel, and yeah, had a lot of fun there.
Yo, Renegade, you don't play Overwatch, man?
You know, I've never actually played it. I don't know. It came out at the wrong time, I think, when I wasn't really gaming.
Oh, rip. I thought it's because you're like a TF2 stan, so you're like, fuck all Overwatch, fuck everything about it. I guess not, though. Memu Dari had a really good comment here. So, I don't remember if you remember the player named General Tom, but what year was it that y'all made the memorial for him? In the chat, put it in there. But it was found out that he had unfortunately taken his own life a few years prior to that. And once it got to us, there was a whole ceremony that the players and admins made for him. Do you remember General Tom? He's like a Sam dude, but
I remember him a bit, yeah. But he took his own life?
He did, yeah.
Oh,
but yeah, the players made like a memorial for him, and it was interesting. It was good, and no one misbehaved, which is the funny part.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah, General Tom, yeah, Dark Colossus. So yeah, there's the video right there. Swagger Andrew. Yeah, if you're in a Pete, rather put it in the chat there. Tennyson, what are you talking about? This friendly mafia, bro? What is this shit? I don't think I've heard of this game before. More questions, ladies and gentlemen. We got some more time here. Well, there were a few now, right? Yeah, there were a few. I think Harbinger of Anal Pain too. Man, see, I ain't going there, man. more questions in chat, ladies and gentlemen. This is your opportunity to get some answers after all this time from CrazyBob here. P-Pope says, when next admin promotions? I don't know about that, man. Christy Edge asks, who was the worst admin promotion? Basically, the one that you, in hindsight, regret the most. That's a little embarrassing. I don't know if you should answer that, but...
Fanta, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a universal one, I think. Yeah. He got a lot of flack from me afterwards, really. Let's see. What is this? I'm going to read Kesh's question verbatim. I have not screened it. Did you ever think of recreating a successful community, but in a newer game, seeing the rise of RP, GTA 5, 5M modes that big Twitchers pay for big money? So yeah, did you ever think of like recreating a server or something similar to this, but in a more modern game?
I mean, that would be amazing, but I think I've done my part.
You spent enough time, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I actually have to say I'm surprised you don't have prior experience in game design or something, because I thought it was pretty intricately designed. You know, you put a lot of thought into making it addictive. You know,
Yeah.
that operant conditioning. You know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. That was a bit the goal. That's nice.
It just turned out like that. You know. Navi asked, "Who's Mr.X?" He's a bit, bit of a ghost for some people. You know, not a lot of people really know him.
Yeah, even I don't. I don't think I could tell you his real name, but
Gee.
he was one of the first admins, and he's from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and he just helped me run everything. I never really asked him. He just stepped up and helped me start doing stuff when we started on MTA, so it just went like that. He was the only other person who has remote desktop access to the server. Like I said, he made the login system, he made the web maps, he made the player stats, the old player stats.
Jesus.
So yeah, that's
Jesus Christ.
Well, nice spam. So yeah, that's basically it. And I guess a few years after I kind of went away, he also disappeared, and I haven't heard from him since. So I guess he got a life or something.
Yeah, I was gonna ask when's the last time you saw him, but it's probably been a long time, huh? Let's see
Yeah,
here.
quite a few years ago.
There's a guy trying to atone for his mistakes. What is this? He made a Clio cheat that bypassed car locks by switching you from the passenger to the driver's seat. One day it was randomly fixed, and he's been wondering all this time if you caught him and decided not to ban him. Do you remember this little bug here?
No, unfortunately, I don't remember that specific bug, but yeah, I'm sure you're not the only person who worked on cheats for CNR.
I did want to ask you, as a follow-up to that, there was a person who was like randomly, he was able to generate money, and he got banned by the anti-cheat, but then he would talk to you. This is what he told me. He talked to you, showed you how he did it, and you unbanned him. Is there any truth to that story?
That's a good question. So I don't remember that, but that kind of sounds like something I would do. But I do not remember that. So yeah.
As long as you come clean.
Well, I mean,
That's
it's
fine.
a big help if you tell me what it is so I can fix it. My main goal at the end of the day was just fixing the exploits and the bugs.
Yeah, because the money bugs were a big thing, right? I mean, all you had to do, or all you had to know was how to replicate it and fix it. At some point, people stopped being tight-lipped, you know?
And I do remember the time you had, it was like the fish market went out of control because everyone was selling their fishes. And one of the fixes you implemented was rolling back the server either 24 or 48 hours to kind of undo everyone's ill-gotten gains.
Oh god, I don't think I had to do that often, but that was like worst case scenario.
Yeah, if it spread too much, I guess, huh?
Yeah. That and
that's-
the big money resets.
You
guys all love those.
Yeah, speaking of those, was there any like rhyme or reason or time period, or did it just feel like, hey, now it's time for money rest? Like, was there any timetable to decide to have them?
No, it's just when I felt that it got too unbalanced and I was introducing new stuff, and I wanted new players to come. So no, it's just when I felt it was unbalanced and I made changes. I wanted to start over, and they were super unpopular. But at the same time, those are the times when the most players played. Like I remember after a money reset, the servers would be full and there would be no DM because everyone was doing their own little thing. Like that was peak CNR. That was CNR how it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing because you would see the weapons that people were using, and of course most people were fishing and trucking and all that, but if someone did kill someone, you would see standard shotguns in chat, you would see Colts, and it's like, ah, shit, combat shotguns. It was like, damn, I mean, people are really trying to get back on the grind, and then of course all of a sudden, or soon enough, they'd get back to their sawn-offs and their max and techs and all that, but you did see the individual player's growth as time goes on. Also, Saras, go fuck yourself. But, yeah. Let me see.
I want to answer Kesh's question
Yeah, go ahead.
about balancing. So, yeah, it was pretty much just how I thought it would be good. And then I would play, I would see what was working and what was not. And even without playing, like, I heard a lot of stuff from the community on the forums, on chat. I was definitely paying attention to what was going on. And from what I would hear or what I would feel, I would adjust from that. I guess maybe it wasn't perfect. Probably not, but yeah. There was no like data aside from the stats, really. The data was what I saw.
I mean, it's good to be observant, of course. Let's see. Marcus Weed asked how the police radio was scripted. The crime reports, the locations, the vehicle types, everything is so accurate. He loves the attention to detail.
The voice things?
I know that they're in single player, I know. I'm not sure if...
Yeah, so the voice things were just a function added by SAMP, and it's the game that does that pretty much. What vehicle you're in and where you're at, it's the game that does that, so that wasn't really me. I just play the correct sound based on what crime you commit.
Yeah, and the location. Nanobyte here, he wonders why the Greenwood was never like a spawnable vehicle anywhere.
Is that like a old crappy station wagon?
Yeah, it's the one that spawns on Grove Street in single player, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, for each city, especially at first, I was limited for the amount of vehicle models that I can put. I don't remember how much it was, maybe like 50 or something. So that's why each city has like its own vehicle models. Then later on, SAMP added some vehicle streaming, so you could technically have all the vehicle models, because it streamed models in and out, but there were preloaded vehicles, so I would try to still stay under the limit, because if there was more models than the amount, the game would be slower. But yeah, basically I just had to pick a certain amount of cars for each city, and I guess I just didn't pick that crappy station wagon.
Rip son. Yeah, because it was really a delicacy to some people. You know, whenever a car can't spawn in a certain city, it seems to be the highest of value. So even though the Greenwood is shit, people would want it to be spawned or whatever.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Let's see. Addict here asks what your favorite Grand Theft Auto is. Hoping it's not Android.
Oh, that's a good question. I definitely liked Vice City a lot. Like I said earlier, I used to just go in that game, dress up as a cop, take a LV police car. I think you can all imagine where the police station is. And I would just drive around, and there were always like peds driving around that would drive too fast, and I would just like chase them like if I was a cop. I had I had hours of fun like that. I liked less GTA 4. It was a bit boring. GTA 5 was amazing. So far, that's the best. I'm excited for the next one.
What did you think about the trailer last year?
Yeah,
the GTA 6 trailer. Yeah,
looks cool. There wasn't that much, but yeah, Vice City.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the allure. You don't give away too much details.
Oh, earlier you asked if I played other games. I played Red Dead Redemption a lot. It's actually probably one of the only games that I've ever finished in my life. Really good game. I love Red Dead.
The first one or the second one?
RDR2.
Yeah, I know the first one came out on Steam, but I haven't brought myself to buy it yet. It's been a decade since it's been on consoles, but I haven't bought it yet. Let's see, I got a question in PMs here. I know we talked about the money bug thing. I'm just going to read it verbatim. I know we talked about it a little bit. He said, can you ask if you had a way to figure out money bugs just by checking out how much money the richest people had on the server? I guess this is a roundabout way of saying, did you have a... Actually, we do have a way to show how much money you guys have. But, let me see. And, okay, let me ask you again. Can you ask if he had a way to figure out money bags by checking how much money the richest people on the server had? If he was able to sort the players by how much money they had on the accounts? Either that or just if you got a whiff of money bug.
Yeah, so both. I can see how much money you have from the stats, how much money you currently have. But mostly it was you guys were very loud. So if there was a money bug, it became known pretty quickly.
Yeah, true. The more people you tell a secret, the higher of a chance it's going to happen. Ash, I think you've been approved. You can come up, I believe. Cole, I don't think he hasn't played very many other servers, so I don't think so. Calvary, I think he
Cash, did you have a question?
Yes, I was gonna ask CrazyBob, like, there's a lot of references in the game to different, like, movie stuff or whatever. He already said what games he likes to play, but what is CrazyBob's like in real life? Like, you said you also like trucking and stuff like that. Is it the movies that you watch a lot, or episodes, or you read a lot, or what is the things that you like to do?
That's a good question. So first you touched on the references. Yeah, if you play CNR, you will get a lot of it's full of references of things that I have liked throughout the years. Not so recent. I tend to, I don't know. I like simulation games. I like a lot of shows like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Those are all good. The Office, Parks and Recreation. Yeah, lately I've been watching a lot of South Park. So what do I like to do? I don't know. I like playing video games. I work 40 hours, so I don't have that much free time. But yeah, I have cats. I don't know if that helps. I have 3 cats. They're awesome. Yeah, I don't know if you have any more specific questions, because I'm not sure if I answered well.
Yeah, you answered well. I was like, if you have like a funny thing to tell about yourself that you would never say before, or something like a quirky story or whatever it might be. So listeners get to know you also for a person you are, other than just a person that made this awesome server and a coder and a CNR boss, you know.
Yes. Not sure what else I could say about myself. I guess maybe I'm pretty boring.
Yeah, you first, Ash.
I think so. Ugh, I don't know. Little Cash. Okay, I will say this. It's the last day of the server. Little Cash used to bite her nails, and apparently I've done this from ever since I was little. My mother told me I used to do this for when I was in kindergarten, and I tried to like give up many times, and then at some point, when I was like before 30, I just decided one day I will stop it, and I have stopped it. I have never done it since. I have nice nails now, and I'm proud of it. So, yeah, that's just a quirky story about myself. Not many people know this, and I wouldn't admit it probably because it was like a key thing to me. But yeah.
Well, good job stopping. I also bit my
Yes.
nails since I was very young, and I also stopped recently. It's not easy because you do it without realizing.
Yes.
Blister, what are you bringing to the confessional booth?
Sorry, I started this now. This is not a good. Not
I
a
watch
good-
Formula One.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean,
Good story.
it's a bad sport, but I don't think that's really qualifies, man.
Hey, is this thing on?
The camera's on, yeah.
No, I mean my mic.
Yeah, it's on.
I have a question, Bob.
Yeah, go ahead.
I apologize. The mic is terrible now. But why was the Los Santos City Hall moved from next to the PD to like the middle of the map?
Oh, okay. So good question. So because the city hall, so for those of you who don't know, you can all imagine where the LS police department is. The city hall was, when you come out of the police department, was the building to the left of you in that big square. Since it was there, there was a lot of traffic in that area. As you all know, the police department and City Hall are the two most popular places. So what was happening is you had a crowd around the City Hall, and then you had, for example, someone who would join as a new cop who would just come out of the parking and, hey, there's a bunch of people to shoot right now, so it caused that issue. So that's probably the main reason why it was moved. And earlier I touched on something also. I don't know, it seemed to be unpopular a bit, but part of the game was making you go from place to place. Having you guys drive to somewhere to get things is what made the time go by. So putting the city hall further away and making you drive somewhere, it just adds more to the game.
Can I have one more question?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like something. I'm really interested in this code side of things of yours. So, since you started coding pretty early, and you said you at the beginning didn't really, well, you're not like a software engineer by profession, right? Is the code done in such a way, or you took care of this later on, that technically you could revert back to any version of the game that was pushed, or was it the game coded in a way that changes were made over another changes of the previous update, so you couldn't? I think you already said the part about the lag shot, that it's not so easy to change, but the rest, like for example, if now someone just said like, okay, let's load the update that was running 2 years ago, could you do that?
No, really not. The way I did it was definitely not up to standards, especially not for today. Definitely not. So my idea of backups was just putting all the files into a zip and naming it with the date. So I think you can understand. So no, it's not easy to go backwards, unfortunately.
Thanks.
People in the past were wondering, because sometimes people meme and they're like, hey, is Bob selling the server? I'll buy it for $50. You wouldn't consider at all doing that?
I don't think so. I don't know, maybe maybe this sounds conceited, but I think that it's not going to be CrazyBob's if it's someone else's. Like I said, I might at some point release the script to the public, because I don't know, I feel like it's a lot of work that would just go nowhere. If not, we'll see. But selling the server, it's not CrazyBob's server if it's not CrazyBob, right?
Did you ever get any good offers?
No, also that has never been really any serious offers. And that also reminds me of another question someone asked in the chat a long time ago, if Rockstar has ever contacted me. And no, they have not. Not that I ever made myself contactable, but no.
More questions in chat, ladies and gentlemen. We still got time, I suppose. I'm not too sure. What? Oh, Jesus Christ. More chats. More questions, chat, ladies and gentlemen. Can Lotto be rigged?
No, it cannot. Even with level 10 debug commands, it cannot.
Damn, son. Sarust had a question earlier, which I wish I went over. If you still do the New Year's resolution type things, what are your New Year's resolutions?
Shut down the game.
Yeah? Good one.
My personal New Year's resolution?
Yeah, personal, yeah. Or anything, I mean.
I didn't really think about that. No, I don't really do New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, no, I stopped doing them a good while ago, so
the horses bet thingy, right? Is it purely just a ratio chance that you have at a certain horse, or are there some patterns like this horse will always beat that horse or whatever? How does it work?
No, it's just a very simple random with the ratio as they pay out. So if it's
it's not as deep as some people made it in their heads
really not.
to be.
No. Some things are way deeper than I guess players can imagine, but things like that, no.
Yeah, because people really thought there was some kind of algorithm to picking horses in a row or something like that. And then when I hear him speak, I'm just like, hello?
Yeah, they would make it a whole science out of this. Yeah, I never understood it either. I always lost.
Yeah, that's why I didn't try it. Beatstar, he asked, how was the chicken programmed? Do you know the person who outran the chicken the longest? Is that saved anywhere?
No, it's not saved anywhere. Fun fact is it's actually Vic who made that function. That's one of the last things I think he did, the admin chicken. It's still his code in there, I think.
Yeah, it's very handy because when you don't want to hog people and you want to be a little bit playful, you can just throw a chicken on. So that was a great idea.
Speaking of that side of things, was there any kind of, how would I describe it, non-standard moment of gameplay that really sticks out in your mind? Like something that, wasn't necessarily something you scripted, but maybe, an event that kind of evolved with the admin team or something just completely out of the ordinary that sticks in your mind?
Nothing specific, but at the same time, everything. It really fascinates me to see how players play this. It fascinates me how serious people are about their strategies or their things or yeah, it just always fascinates me to see people playing the game I made, But anything really specific? No. Like I said earlier, the peak CNR that I've seen is, like I said, after money resets when the servers are full, there's no DM because everyone's just doing their own thing. There's people shooting at each other. That's part of the game, but there's no like everyone's just doing their own thing. Everyone's doing missions, trucking, racing. That's always amazing to see.
Yo, Slim Jim. What are you talking about? Pardon, Panda? What is that about? Can you explain about that? I don't understand the question. Nanobite asked, why is Crazy Chicken Flu an STD?
This is something I imagined, I guess.
What is this here?
Bird
Shino.
flu, I guess.
Was bird flu big at the time?
I mean, I must have been inspired by something, but I don't know. I don't really remember. I wanted diseases that sounded like diseases, but at the same time not be too serious. People told me to add AIDS, but I never wanted to do that because that's not funny.
Well,
Crazy chicken flu is funny.
Yeah, I think when people usually asked why AIDS is not in, I think the consensus at the time was like, it's not curable, so it wouldn't make any damn sense. So
yeah, and just it's not. You know, I still tried in a lot of stuff to have some humor, have some satire. AIDS isn't funny.
Yeah, I think mad cow disease was a thing back then, though.
Yeah, that's probably where I got it.
Let's see. Any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? Chris Diaz just said, is also fun. If you don't record that. Jeez.
Well, that's you demonetized, Rashan.
I mean, we'll remove it. That's fine. What is this? The smoking marijuana and getting healed is pretty cool. Oh, yeah, he likes the drug mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, Dookie, I am double recording right now to make sure that I don't lose this.
You said earlier something about the to-do list. Are you gonna show us that, or are you gonna read it, or what were the...
I'll see what I can do later.
Okay.
Shino, he asked, how do some players have the flashlight clothing before the mission released to obtain one? Wasn't there a time where it just was random that you got one? I don't know.
The flashlight? I'd have to look that up. Because, yeah, there's some clothes items that you really need to go through loops. There's one of them that I don't exactly remember the details, but there's one clothes item that you get for, like, not DMing or something for a certain amount of time, but I give it to you, like, when you enter a vehicle or something, so everyone thought it was, like, for vehicles.
I mean, these days, if you put a closed item into not DM, it'd be pretty rare, I think.
That's a good question. The drug tolerance mechanic. I mean, where'd I get the idea from drugs? Drugs have tolerance, so yeah. But my curiosity is, did everybody know that there's a drug tolerance? Like, as you take more drugs in game, the amount that you need to kill yourself goes up.
Yes, I noticed because I was a lot.
Gotta remove that too. Yeah, Beatstar talked about if you do TD 50 enough, you can do TD 100. There's a question here. FLF asked, what was your favorite radio station? I guess in San Andreas, I suppose.
I never really had the radio on.
Damn. I mean, I had it on for a very long time, and then I thought to myself, hey, Spotify exists, and I'm getting tired of this shit. And also there was user tracks, so...
Yeah, and then there was CNR radio for a while.
Oh, yeah, that too. There was Propel Pat, shout out to that dude. He was playing in Discord yesterday, and he had the fucking radio station. I'm like, bro, I don't want to listen to this, but at the same time, I was like, oh, the nostalgia's in again, especially how it's closing soon, so... Great question, Euphoria. So, CrazyBob, what do you think? Is BBird nutless? A lot of us want to know.
So where'd that joke ever come from in the first place?
I don't know. have to explain it. Nah, Chris the Edge, bro, you can get. Never mind, but yeah, Euphoria, Nigel, you might have to.
Did you just say Chris the Edge row?
No, I did not. I did not.
Okay. I felt insulted.
I don't know what I. Oh no, no, I did not. Chris the Edge is just a funny guy. Oh, it's BBird. Come on, man.
Tell us, you nutless.
Well, I can actually give you a little bit of the backstory of where that came from.
Oh, here we go.
And maybe Beatstar can come back and give his side of it, because he was pretty much one of the main purveyors of that whole meme.
Yo, Beatstar, you got the story, man?
Yeah, where did Beatstar go? But anyway, so there was a while where I was like getting into working out, and I started taking like protein stuff and some supplements, and people thought I was taking steroids, or it was kind of, I wasn't taking steroids. And then they said, oh, this guy has no nuts. Just kind of everybody forgot about that, but the nutless thing lived on for quite a while.
Oh my god, I didn't even remember that part. But then again, you know, as I said, I was probably like, I don't know, 13. But yeah, me and Newborn made a song commemorating that. I don't. I look back at that now and I'm like, oh my god, because it's like you when you name call someone, sometimes it sticks, and it sticks really hard in that case. So I'm sorry for any anguish on that part. And when you became admin, you were Officer Nutless too.
Hey, BBird, where are you from? Why do you sound so Canadian?
I'm from Alberta.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah, that might explain it. But yeah, no, Beatstar, there's no offense taken, and I actually looked back, and it was all in good fun.
I think a lot of that. I as I said, I don't remember that part so much as the fact is you being a public medic, you could cure diseases forcibly. So even people who wanted to share around the STDs and stuff like that and rape other players, like you just cured them instantly. That was part of YMCA, which was a group that was really famous on CNR, late 2000s, early 2010s. Tomo and you were a member, and I was a member. That was real fun.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Well,
I was
so
in that too.
When I was playing as a medic, I would actually ask people if they wanted to be cured, and that's how I got so many cures in my stats, because I could cure someone 3-4 times before he died. Whereas if you just cure the person with the diseases, you only cure him once.
Nice strategy.
Hey, people.
Also, have we just discovered a new show format? CrazyBob meets his own admin team for the first time.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess that's
yeah. It's kind of true. I mean, I never thought something like this would have ever happened.
I knew.
Because Bob always seemed a little mysterious to some of us. You know what I mean? So the fact that we're doing a Q&A right now is a little bit surreal, but very glad with how open you're being, you know?
Well, thank you. I appreciate the questions, and I mean, it's the end, so nothing to hide at this point.
It's true. Lex just posted the stupid new video. Beatstar know about that. Just what do you think about the extensive media that people have created just for fun about the server, and how some of these videos are a decade old, 13 years old? It's like, it's a never-ending stream.
Yeah, it's amazing. Everything this community has created, like it's way bigger than CNR itself. It's way bigger than the script and the server. The script and the server might be closing, going away, but all the rest of that lives on. Like it's amazing also when you search CrazyBob on Google that I'm the first result. That we're the first result.
Yeah, true. I mean, Tomo posts another one there. I mean, sometimes I look at some of these old videos and I see people who are still around or people who I used to know or know of when the video was made in like 2009 or 10, and it's like, damn, sometimes I wonder, where's that dude at, or where's that person at? And it's a little crazy, man.
Well, of course, Tomo's video was uploaded by Police of this website has been taken down by the FBI fame.
Hey.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
There's a Pole Ice story about that?
Yeah, he was hosting the website at some point, and I don't remember why he got angry. I really don't remember why he got angry at me, but he took down the website and he put up this website has been raided by the FBI. So that's what you would see when you would go to the CrazyBob's website. Maybe some of them remember more what happened.
I wonder why he got mad like that. Rip son. Let's see. More questions in chat, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, let's do another 10-15 minutes of questions, and then if you guys want, I'm gonna go play for a bit, and then if anyone wants, we can do this again after.
Sounds good. All right, we'll go until 5:37. Very explicit right there. Tino here, he or specific, yeah. He said, "Are there any cool stats or facts about the server that you know, such as the total amount of registered accounts or how many banned users there are or have been in history?"
It really sucks that the ban count reset itself. So what happens? You're all gonna laugh at me, but what happened is that the the server hard drive filled up completely, was completely full. So I don't know what happened to the file, but the file got reset, and yeah, that's how we lost the ban players count. As for the amount of accounts, the login system that Mr.X made is maximum 100,000 users, and I can tell you it has filled up many times over the years where I had to delete old accounts or inactive accounts or yeah, duplicate accounts. But some people had some people probably still have like 20-30 accounts.
I mean, there are people right now that are actively playing on like 5 or 6 accounts, but it's a little funny to see him go in between them. Let's see. Lucas, he asked if you still get emails from the Unban forums. People still do that?
No, I removed that, but until I did, yeah, I did.
Let's see.
The funniest part is when I rejoin the servers, all the people asking to be unbanned, undisabled, can I be admin? I didn't expect that much of it.
Yeah, I noticed there are a lot of people getting unpermit disabled. Some of their past accounts are being unpermit disabled, and they've been disabled for like 8, 9, 10 years. That's like, damn.
Yep, it's almost over.
Renegade, you had something?
Yeah, I was just going to answer Evan's question in the chat, just because I actually ran the numbers yesterday. So just among the 93 or so thousand accounts that are still registered on the server, it comes to more than 10 million connect hours.
Son.
My gift to society.
Yeah, that's a lot of playing of one server.
Imagine what we could have done in all those hours.
Yeah, I think we all wonder that, to be honest with you. Ash had a question. She asked if there was any intent behind the giverep command, and if that had any bearing toward choosing new admins, and were all admins in the end approved? Oh, we already did that. Yeah, he already answered that question. But yeah, was the giverep command, did that have any bearing on anything?
No, not really. It was just a thing for people to give each other rep.
Yeah, when it came out, people were crazy about it.
Yeah, and as for picking the admins, no, like I said earlier, this was just pretty much my intuition. And as time went on, and I mean, they're all here so they can confirm or deny, I did ask the admins, the existing admins, what they thought about the new prospective admins. But at the end of the day, if there was some that I really wanted to add, I added them.
All right, perfect. There, let me take a screenshot of this one. Stressy asked, or said, I remember once as an April Fool's joke, the admin status was to be bought for $500. Did anyone try to buy it?
Yeah, no, nobody.
I mean, there were rumors that people bought admin. Wasn't there some meme that Metalface or somebody else paid $200 for admin?
No, definitely not. Nobody got admin for money.
There you go, folks.
And that actually really didn't influence either if I would make you admin.
Yeah, so Nanobyte, there's your answer. No money, no admin, then. Chris Dietz, go fuck yourself, bro, with this Sam nonsense. All right, Metalface was a great addition. All right, yeah, perfect addition. Let's see, Marcus Weed. Let me see. Let's look at it.
So yeah, Marcus Reed, what you just said is true. There is a script rate of how many gifts the bots give, well, how often they give gifts, of how many random gift drops there is. And what I used to do is it would be fairly low as the Christmas event would start, and as the days would go on towards Christmas, I would increase it, and then as the days after Christmas, I would decrease it slowly. So yes, you are absolutely right about that.
I got a question in PM loan. I'm only gonna answer or ask one of them. He asked why the Infernus was not available in LB, but I'm guessing we wanted like an assortment of sports cars in each city, I guess.
Yeah, I think you could buy it at the end. Like I said earlier, I just had to pick cars for each city, and I tried to mix it up.
There you go. Survivor asked, the idea of STD and rape is very good. Are you a freak, CrazyBob? Who came up with it? Freaky.
I came up with it, but times were different. So like I said earlier, I would not do that if I had to do it today. The STDs though, maybe. Like I said, they weren't serious. It was a joke. You know, you had chicken flu and it would throw you up into the air. You got to keep things, I don't know, I think you got to keep things fun, humorous. Yeah. Back then, it was still, actually, honestly, I forgot something that I just remembered. One of the reasons that I didn't get onto the SAMP beta team at first was because the guy, Keybinds, did not approve of my server having that on it.
Oh,
and
wow.
you know, when I think about it, I'm surprised I didn't get more flack for it. I'm surprised none of your parents got, like, how did you guys as kids approach that? Did your parents know that you were playing a game that had that in it? Like,
Hell
I don't
no.
know. When I think back, it's a stupid idea, but hey, it was what it was.
That's a hell no. Most parents didn't know what their kids were doing, really. Especially if they played the server. Let's see here. Something I wanted to say, but I forgot what it was. Let's see.
Did you guys also learn about taxes because of CNR? Are you guys paying taxes now?
Yeah, we're paying taxes, yeah.
Not
I don't
paying
think-
wealth
I don't-
tax, though, because I'm a donor.
No wealth tax, no. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm trying to ask a question about the taxes. I mean,
So taxes were because you need to balance money in and out in a game, and there wasn't enough stuff to spend your money on in CNR. So that's where taxes come from. It's not just to be a bitch, it's to keep it so that you don't have $4 billion and there's nothing left to do in CNR.
that's actually, that seems so obvious, but it's actually a bombshell. Evan, are you making notes? Make notes, man. That's actually a bombshell, man. Stressy asked, how did the church donation and taxes relation work? Or even the life insurance relation of that work?
I honestly don't remember exactly. I'd have to check.
Go back in there. Nigel asked, who is your favorite? Actually, yeah, who is your favorite admin and why is his name Nigel?
Yeah, sure.
Yep. Euphoria, that reminds me, Euphoria asked, when is Cute You Me becoming admin? Long time, man.
Yeah. Sometime 2026.
If son.
Who's my favorite bot and why? I have no favorite bot, but I can tell you all that that's actually one of the things that I'm very proud of in CNR. I love the bots. I love the shitty comments they have, the shitty replies they have. I love their shitty attitudes. Yeah, I'm proud of the bots.
Yeah, it's funny whenever you alt-tab, leave and come back after about 5 minutes, and then you hear these PM prompts, and you look up, and it's a goddamn bot. It's like, fuck off. That's the feeling I had when I was around them here. Let's see. What is this, Fly? Did you ever have any issues with your script being mixed with auto hotkey scripts and hotkeys? Oh, did you have issues with keybinds?
Keybinds, no, but at some point it got exaggerated with like the fish script or whatever. So as you all know, I built in a lot of features into the script to mess with that. Like for example, if you type Lotto and a number right after the Lotto, it brings up the menu instead of you picking the number. And it's a random amount of time before you can actually do it with the number. So that was entirely to mess with people's scripts. So you have to wait now, but if you wait too long, your number gets taken. So that kind of thing.
Oh, and part of that was like the variance in time between being able to attempt phishing. Because I remember before it felt like it was static, but after a while, yeah, that must have been changed.
Yeah, but I added things that also, like there's a fishing rod and clothes and stuff that make it so you can fish faster. But yeah, definitely that also, I had to fix it because people would just join the server and run a phishing script. And I mean, okay, great, but that's not, what's the point?
Not how it's supposed to be, yeah. Debo, nice PM, bro. There are a few people, as Bob said, who PM'd him to be like, hey, can I be admin for the final week? He was like, can I be admin for the final day? I've been a loyal member since 2012. I believe I deserve a shot. There you go, Debo. I got you.
Okay, well, yeah, there's a 2-week training process, so we can start now.
All right, there you go. I bet I'll train you, Debo. All right. What is this? Can CrazyBob tell us something about the lottery and how it got implemented in game?
How it got implemented? It just picks a random number. There's really, just to repeat, there's no command to set the number. There's no cheating behind it. It just picks a random number.
Yeah, it's kind of a pet peeve when, for example, somebody's number is 72, for example, and the actual number is 70. And they say, ah, shit, I was so close. And I think of that and I'm like, it's not based on a wheel, my dude. It's just a random number. So whether it's 70 or it's 44, it's the same shit.
Yeah,
but it's part of the fun, I guess.
Speaking of script features, one of the things that always fascinated me is being just from a really kind of a bygone era of gaming almost, is the Friday night party. What motivated the Friday night party? Because it seems to really hark back to kind of the early noughties where gaming communities were really tight knit and people really knew each other.
That's a good question. I feel like the Friday night parties were just something I thought of as an activity to do. I don't think there was anything really special behind it. I think it's one of the features that well, I don't know. I don't think it worked out that well. I don't think many people use that feature. It was just like, I think it was also based on the admin parties that we did. I was like, okay, let's do that regularly.
A little bit of old player humor, Euphoria, saying, anyone know where I can get a script to teleport all the players onto each other? A little old player humor right there.
Assassin can hook you up.
Yeah. Those are good days. Ninu asked, of course, how does CrazyBob feel about the demoted admins for good or bad reasons? Yeah, that means.
No ill feelings at all. Like, thank you for being an admin when you were an admin. Ninu, um, Ninu decided to leave the admin team, which I honestly found weird because I was like, who would want just keep your admin and don't play, or I don't know. But no hard feelings at all.
Yeah, I mean, being admin felt like becoming the, well, this will sound a bit weird, but it felt like being in Congress, right? You just don't resign from that. So when she decided to resign, I was like, can you even do that? Is that even allowed? Because the cripple could have just been like, hey, Bob, no admin, or I quit. That's probably what he did, but
yeah, exactly.
Let's see. All right.
See, just as a counter to that, I'm surprised that more people didn't ask to lose the status, because I mean, most of the people listening to this won't have any idea of what the admin side of things looks like in game. We kind of alluded to it earlier, but it is essentially just mixed in with your normal CNR experience and interfaces, right? So if you're in a busy server, as was 10 or so years ago, it's really difficult to switch off from doing admin stuff and just kind of, if you want to just leave the tools at home and have a normal game, it's really quite difficult to do. So yeah. I'm interested in the fact that more people didn't voluntarily give that up.
Yeah, right, that's true. It definitely was not easy to have all that text spam and have to deal with everybody crying and complaining, and yeah.
No, he's right, because there were times where, let's say you're fishing somewhere, right? And then a complaint comes in, and you're looking at somebody for a long time. You come back, it's like, oh shit, where's my boat?
But
or something else weird.
I do remember, like, some of the admins, maybe me, maybe not, we were maybe trying to be too good to keep the bad players out. Like, you would be tracking all the IPs and, really analyzing things. And I think I remember Bob telling once that you don't have to be some, really NSA agent or something. You just keep the bad players out if you see them while you're playing yourself. So I think that was the idea behind that. Just ban them if you see them playing, but you don't have to like try use your spare time too much and analyzing IPs and stuff.
Yeah, and fair, but you all know very well the players, they didn't know that you're busy, you're playing, someone's getting DM'd. He's like, why isn't the admins doing anything? Stupid admins.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I think the message was that as an admin, you have to deal with a lot of stuff, but don't like make it too hard for yourself. Like, just make the bad players leave as you notice them, but don't like try too much find them.
Yeah, definitely. Some took it more serious than others.
Which was maybe good.
We'll do two more and then we're done. I want to do Nigel's question, and then I want to do Weed's question that Stripe replied to. Nigel asked, what do you think about all the shit that we gave John back in the day?
Yeah, what happened to John? Is he still alive?
I mean, it's been a while since we've seen him. Somebody tagged him a few times, but
I was fascinated by how he took all that in stride all the time. So to me, that was impressive. He didn't seem to let it get him down.
yeah, no, I mean, he got made fun of a lot as a player, as an admin after his demotion, but he still stayed true, you know? So, shout out to John, man. He's a funny dude. And the last that we're doing here, because 5:37's passed by, Marcus Sweet asked, why 3 cities and not a single map? Why a map rotation?
Well, definitely to keep players together. When CNR started, it was not 100 player servers. It was not 200 player servers. It was 32 players, 24 players, then 32 players. So the whole map was too big for that. Everyone would have been spread out. Even at 100 players, 200 players, I still didn't feel like if it was overcrowded. It felt more like a real city. If there would have been NPCs, maybe that would have made more sense. But I think I would still go with that because they're big. They're big cities.
Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, one city would be a bit too much. I know that SACNR has just one map, but they didn't really get as big. Sometimes they had spikes, but they weren't really as big, really. And just a comment here, Esh said, or asked, do admins have tutorials, or do they get assigned an admin buddy to teach them stuff? Well,
No.
personally, both of the people that would have been my admin mentor both got demoted, so I had to learn on my own.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, when new admins were added, they came on the admin chat, and we went through the usual speech of don't tell anyone, be good with your power, don't do this, don't do that. And then someone sent them the list of admin's commands, which I guess by this time all the players have seen, and that was basically it.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if you remember, but at some point you also made a post on the forum that you pinned, but that came on later, like 2009, 2010 maybe, like with rules for new admins, just because maybe you were tired of repeating the same stuff all over again on IRC.
Yeah, basically, but it wasn't anything too, like when you say rules, it wasn't anything too difficult. It was just don't ban people for no reason, be fair. That was basically it. Don't abuse the commands. I don't know.
Should propel Pat. There was a moment where Sphincter Benair, he accidentally streamed his password, and he had to get it changed after.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was pretty mundane, but it was hilarious when it happened. Shout out for Pat for doing that. But yeah, it's way past 5:37, ladies and gentlemen. It's now time to focus on in-game, I guess. And your boy has to eat. All right, respond. All right, fuck it, Euphoria. One more time. What is this? Did any of you install Sam Keybinds? AutoHotkey is such a crap program. Didn't Sam Keybinds have a virus or some shit?
Yes, they were a virus. They had a Trojan horse on it. I mean, it was detected by most antiviruses. It's such a good final question. Because I do know the people who passed them around at first got banned from the server, and they did get unbanned, but it was a really funny scandal.
Yeah. Was that Paulie? Paulie did that? BBird asked if it was Paulie.
The people who did it know who they are.
Oh, he ain't snitching, huh? Shit.
Nah, not even that was funny as fuck though. Like, honestly, I think they tried to send them to us too, or like, we're not fucking downloading these. The fucking exe? No, thank you.
Keybinds.exe.
We have enough experience because I mean, back in the day, I mean, that was like LimeWire and stuff. Some people had tech smarts and know better, but I do know some people wanted that edge in gameplay competitively. Because I know like a lot of the earlier players, when Keybinds came around that really elevated the level of play. Like, you see competitive games nowadays like Overwatch and CS2, like that is like really high level playing from those people. But for CNR, keybinds were essential to that. But some of those keybinds had viruses on them, and the SAM keybinds are one example.
I mean, that was kind of futuristic now. I mean, you hear about stuff these days, how people are doing cybersecurity and internet warfare. I mean, that's ahead of its time. Just trick somebody into downloading a SAM keybind and get some Trojan. That's forward-looking, man. For SAM, that's pretty good. But
so thanks everyone for all the questions. Like I said, if I'm gonna go play now. But if after later anyone wants to do another Q&A like this, I'll be up for it. Just let me know. But I hope I will see you all on the server for one last time, I guess. Maybe we can restart LV. I know that's not popular for everyone, but I think it's the most popular.
Yeah. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you put your appreciation for CrazyBob in the chat. Make sure you alert bomb him. Alert bomb him right now. Say thank you. Say whatever. Make sure you're on the server. Your boy has to make some... Well, I usually say when I make food, I'll make John, but, you know, some people take that the wrong way. Yeah, thank you, Ninui. So-called media guy. I didn't know you know that. But there it is, folks. Keep on spamming. Keep spamming, guys. Keep spamming CrazyBob's name. Give him some appreciation, man. Go fuck yourself, Algerian.
Hey, thanks everyone. I want to thank all the players and all the admins. You know, CNR was only CNR because of all you guys.
You're welcome, Tino. Well, there it is, folks. You know, Hendrik, I was going to sing at the end of the show, but I don't think I'm going to do it now. Huh? I mean, Blister, excuse me. I said I was going to sing to finish the show.
Still don't know your coworker, man. Come on. Pull yourself together.
Yeah, but we're not doing that.
But yeah, we made it. 158 people or something here. Not bad.
Crazy, man.
It makes this moment special.
Was that people?
I said sing.
Sing. I was gonna put up the the song that the beatstar put up on the No Church in the Wild, right? Because when he made that shit a long time ago.
You should sing something really emotional, you know?
Nah, bro, I ain't doing that.
All right, maybe next time.
Nah, it's already been emotional, man. So
yeah, look at these people here, man. So many names.
Yeah, so many names, man. That's what it'd be. I was gonna put "Illest Motherfucker Alive" by Jay-Z and Kanye, but yeah, I don't know about that, man. I need the slow motion video right now.
Moving in slow motion. Anyone who is currently on the server right now and like playing it, definitely record your final moments there and share it on YouTube. This is this moment in time we're in right now. I wish I could join you folks. I am in Flint County right now in real life, so I don't have a laptop computer, but I do want to send my appreciation. All of these years, it's insane. It's like, oh my god, it really is a chapter of my life, and it's a chapter of your lives as well. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Yeah. Wowie.
My bad. I was gonna ask if you were drinking the water.
Drinking the water? The Flint County water?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I don't know if it's still dirty or not.
It still is dirty.
Oops, son. Yo, Debo, what the fuck, man?
Hey, I just want to say shout out to the gang, Harry, Rocky, Agent, who else? Foz, Autumn Boys, 1, 2, 3. Y'all know who y'all are. You know, pretty sure we're almost 10 years in. But yeah, we've been there too, man.
Hey, Cop, where you at?
Yeah,
just gonna start spamming people now, huh? But yeah, man, I don't know what to say here. I've got a recording that is, son of a bitch. It's almost 6 fucking hours, man. Christ.
Told
Have fun editing out all the late parts.
I probably won't. This will definitely not be uploaded in its entirety. That's for sure.
You can do it.
No, we're not doing that. This will be a clip. This will be a clip episode. You know what I mean?
We can't make a TikTok out of this, man.
TikTok.
But yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, Nanu, I will. Yeah, let's go play. Yeah, Nanu, I'll take a look at this at some point. I don't think it'll be as. It's not going to be now, or probably not in the next few days. Maybe holding, but oh, just audio. Well, we'll see. Anyway, folks, yep, that is it. Thanks for coming up here. I think the stage peak was 158 or some shit. The stage peak before CrazyBob Camp was like 61. So that's balanced in itself. I know I talk a lot of shit about this Discord, but glad that y'all were able to come out. And
hey, one more thing. It was my idea, right? So the porridge did work.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot to pick the poem with you. Pause.
Come on.
Never mind. Fucking. I'm not mad anymore.
Getting you soft. Getting you soft.
Yeah. I stopped being mad. Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to be in my feelings, bro. Because I saw on the Discord you would sneak dissing, bro. Sneak dissing me, bro. You're like, Rashawn should stick to talking BS, and I'm like, hey, yo, bro, what BS am I talking about? Actually, now that we on it, what kind of BS I'm talking about, Hendrik? Huh? I'll get the quote right now that you said it. Excuse me, Blister.
You're getting crumpy because you haven't eaten. Go eat now.
Fuck off, bro. Bust the cat. Yeah, I did forget about you. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna close the stage here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all all get in game. Your boy is going to make some John, and if another day we'll do another Q&A or some shit, maybe we'll do it. But again, thank y'all for coming up.
See you on CNR, everyone.
Yeah, see you on CNR, and after today, if I don't see you again, have a good life.